Jake, I don't know if we've ever been that close to neither of us making it.
I was
back
laughing really
in
hard
front of the
there.
camera.
I was like,
Welcome back
it'd be
to
way better if nobody makes
Derailed, sponsored by Redacted Energy and all your crushed hopes and dreams. Jake and I got into the recording studio, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to start the theme song, and then I got to go grab some beverages." And so I go out there.
I said same.
Yeah. We both split. Theme song starts running. We still have our headphones in. We can hear it. We know that when he gets to the part where he's saying, "Did you hear that cheesehead spit?" You know you got 20 seconds. You got to boogie back to the recording studio. I'm trying to make some hot tea for my dry throat because I live up in the Great White North. There's no moisture anywhere.
Oh, it's so funny.
And I'm not going to make it through this without my hot tea.
So
I also need my water bottle filled so I can stay hydrated. Yeah. And I need my redacted energy because this is the show, right? I spend the whole time trying to figure out my cup situation for my tea. I made it back here without my water and without my redacted. So they're both still sitting out there. So at some point, I'm hoping Jake goes on a good rant, and then I can dash out there. I'll still be able to hear him on here. But if he's verbose enough, then I don't need to chime in for like 30 seconds, and I can go grab my drinks that are sitting out on the.
Well, that was interesting because you keep your headphones in. I don't. My headphones are attached to this mic. I cannot run around with them.
That's right. So
those are attached.
Well, how do you know when to get back?
Oh, I count.
A lot of times you make it with it like seconds to spare. Like I'm sitting here.
I have it. I have like the routine almost down to where it's like, okay, I'll be back with like 6, and then I forgot. So I fill up the water. I get those.
Mrs. Lahey just brought my beverages to me. I didn't even know she was still here. She's supposed to be going sauna-ing right now. But she overheard my plight and brought my drinks into me. So we're saved. All right. So you're saying, do you have the lyrics to the whole song memorized?
No, I just know how much time it is. Right. I know pretty much the exact time that it runs. Right. It's like. What is it, like 2:08? I think is what it is.
It is 2:08. Yeah.
So I have that. I have 2 minutes and 8 seconds. I get water from the big jugs. From the grocery store. You have those water trucks usually drop them off, right? So I get those, and it was empty when I went to fill it up. And I'm like, okay, well I have to grab the other one, throw it up on this on this shelf thing, and then peel it open and then fill it. I filled it about halfway. Just about is all I got. And I sat it down. I'm like, okay, I have in my head, I was like, okay, we got about 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just peek over there really fast. And I see nobody there. And I'm going, okay, this would be hilarious if nobody's there on time. And I put the thing down, grab my own redacted energy. It's new. It's a different one. It's a different one.
Oh, I recognize that. I've had it. It's good. Have you had that flavor?
I've not. This is good.
It's pretty decent.
Okay.
Like I don't think that brand I think is hit or miss sometimes.
Yes.
They have a couple that are like S tier among all energy drinks. And then I think your average flavor from that brand, if you grab it, it's like just okay.
Yeah. So this is the winter one. And I was like, I'll try this. And so so he went and grabbed it out of the fridge. And I'm like plopping stuff down in like 6 seconds. And it was incredible timing that both of us were like here with like a second left on the clock. Super, super good for Crashing Out Part 3, folks. This is,
Can I say one more thing about the theme song?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my 3-year-old daughter loves the Derailed theme song. She calls it the train song. She calls it the Packers train song. She'd be like, can you play the Packers train song for me? She knows every word. And so the part where the guitar is going ba, 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 and then the voice says go Pack go.
Yep.
She does that. She'll be singing, she'll go ba, 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 go.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's great. It's great. And she has this little music box that you can put custom songs on.
Okay.
And we gave her a Packers block that you put on there, and it's got everything. You know, all the Packers songs.
Yeah.
It's got the Black Eyed Peas. Song about have a good night or whatever.
I got a feeling.
Can't think.
I got a feeling.
That's the one.
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
Yeah.
So we got that because they played
I've heard
it in
that
our
350 times. I gotta know what
right,
that is.
Right. So but then she was starting to get frustrated. She's like, Packers train song isn't on here. So we had to put it on for her. So yeah, we're crashing out. Jake gave me 2 pieces of homework. One was that I needed to put together my all-pro list for the NFL.
Yes.
Which I did.
Excellent.
Last night I went on I should have been podcasting.
These fascinate people's lists.
I was talking to what's his name? Jay Skate, right? Jay Skate sometimes shows up in the chat here. He's my in real life best friend. You know, we live close together, get together, best friend. We kill zombies together. We also talk football. He's a Lions fan. I'm a Packer fan. And I went on a rant last night that honestly needed to be on the podcast. I'm ranting about the Pro Bowl and how sick I am of people wasting my time with the Pro Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm so frustrated with all the Pro Bowl crap that I'm starting to also get annoyed by All Pro, even though I do actually care about All Pro.
What?
It's
there are too many.
It's like guilt by association. No, it's just guilt by association. It's like the Pro Bowl exists, and the All Pro is like right next to it, and one of them is horrific, and one of them is really good. But it's like I'm so annoyed with the Pro Bowl that I'm starting to get annoyed. The guilt by association with the All Pro as well. Too old for this. Starting off hot. This is good for crashing out. He says Jake has horrible takes, so we'll just.
It's messed up.
Oh, he did think of the song we were trying to think of here. Fergalicious.
Oh, there's a good one.
Drew says he's here for the crash out. Of course. We got Packers Doug in the chat here. Do they always delay talking Packers like this? I love Jake's draft takes. First time lost.
Do they always?
Yeah, welcome to the show. It's called Derailed for a reason. Because we can't stay on track. All right?
This is true.
We get sidetracked with bull crap all the time. It's just what we do.
Very true.
Speaking of bull crap, later in this episode, I think we're going to play Fart or Shart.
Elite game.
So stick around for that.
Did you listen to that? That one with the that's a good.
So this was the other piece of homework that Jake gave me.
That was a
which
good
was we were staying on late after the last episode that we did, and he says, "Hey, you need to check out this one segment on the Ringer Fantasy Podcast." Thank God I remembered which podcast it was.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, "Here's the timestamp of the moment that you need to go look up." So I wrote it down. A couple days go by, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I was supposed to go check that out. What was that thing?" So I go and I scroll back in my phone and I look at when I wrote down the timestamp. I'm like, okay, so I need to listen to the episode from earlier in that day. First problem, I wrote that down after midnight, so I was already a day off there. Then I finally realized my mistake. I go back to the previous day's episode, and I go to that timestamp in the episode, and it's Michael Bublé, the Michael Bublé on the Ringer Fantasy Podcast.
He was on an episode. That's right. Forgot about that.
And so I sit there, I'm listening to this entire Michael Bublé segment, and I'm like, when does this get good? And I'm listening for 20 minutes, and I'm like, this can't be what he told me to. I don't remember what he told me to listen to, but it can't be this.
No.
So I go back another episode before that, and that one ended before we got to the timestamp. So thankfully, I didn't have to waste my time on that one.
Yeah.
Go back to the previous day, and at the timestamp he sent me, they start playing this song called "Fart or Shart," and it. I used to really like "The Legend of Ed Policy," which is the theme song that we play at the beginning of this show, and it just kind of put it to shame. And I'm like, man, I feel like we need to do better.
It wasn't even
Fart or Shart is so much.
It wasn't
better.
even like theirs. So they had people send those in. So someone sent that
right.
in. That was insane. It's Yacht Rock. If you don't know what that is
Yacht Rock AI?
That's fine. I don't think so. I think it's been a thing. It sounded like it was someone made that with AI, which is a shame, but still cool.
Packer Doug said he's not going anywhere, even though we're taking a while to get to the point. He says, I'm here for the duration. So we're good.
Sweet.
We're good. Thanks,
big
Packer
time.
Doug. We appreciate your commitment.
It's big time.
We appreciate it. Are you ready to talk about the Packers?
Yeah.
I'm pissed at the Packers. Really pissed at the Packers. And there's a question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
I want to have you answer it on this episode.
I don't know where this is going.
I'll tell you what the question is.
Okay.
But you can't answer it yet.
All right.
Before you can answer it, we need to talk in depth about the state of the Packers. All right?
Okay.
Here's the question. If you were Ed Policy and you have this decision to make where Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur both need new contracts, and you're trying to decide if you're bringing both of them back, neither of them back, or just one of them back, what would you do? You can't answer yet. You're not allowed to answer yet.
Okay.
Before you can answer, we need to kind of really do an autopsy of the state of the Packers. That can be the 2025 season. It can be, hey, here's something that happened in the 2025 season that has also happened the last several years, and I'm pissed about it. So we're going to do some of this.
Okay.
And then eventually, we're going to get it all out of our system, and we'll do the all-pro list for 2025.
All right.
And I don't know about you. I actually did end up with at least one Packer on my all-pro list. Did you?
Are you talking just first team or second team?
I did first team, second team, and like honorable mention, like third team sort of. But just it was like
I have Packers
last guy out. Okay.
They're a Packers.
I have multiple Packers.
Okay.
I will say I had at least one first team all-pro for the Packers, and I was not expecting to have any when I sat down to do it. But then just comparing each position group against the league, there was at least one point where I said, okay, I have to put this guy number one, first team. Wasn't expecting to do that. Let me see here. We do have in the chat, Churchill says, optimist Packer take. The ball dropped so low, we will play YOLO ball in the wild card round, which will be fun. Too old for this says, bring both back. Audit the assistant coach room. Here's the thing. Before we proceed, the assistant coach room is not the purview of Ed Policy. It's the purview of Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is the guy who has said year after year, no, these guys are good enough. So just chalk that up on the board of thing number one to talk about with Matt LaFleur. Iowa Joe said, I think we fire everyone, burn everything down, and move to Gary, Indiana. Oh, wait, I was channeling the Bears for a second. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Dershel wrote something, but I had to take it off screen because then he said, disregard that chat. I can't spell. Bro, I don't care. Putting your misspelled message up on screen. Anyways, the truthful answer, not fire either. However, if they have to get rid of someone, I'd rather have to pick have the GM pick the head coach rather than, okay, I can see why you told me not to pin it on screen.
That's fair.
I'd rather have the GM pick the head coach than getting rid of the GM. It's a mystery. You kind of get the vibe. Think he would rather keep Goody and have him hire the new head coach. But until he clarifies, we'll never know. All right. Jake, I'm going to give the floor to you for a second first. Okay. I would like you to pick an axe to grind with Brian Gutekunst or Matt LaFleur. And I'm feeling particularly frustrated toward Matt LaFleur because I've been ranting so much about Goody lately. And I feel like I've just gotten some of that out of my system to where I haven't gotten anything off my chest with LaFleur in a hot minute. So, and we will definitely do at least one mock draft.
Definitely don't want to, forget this. The end of year sale half off mock drafts. That Venmo up
Drew
there.
Drew says, don't forget Venmo.
Is your guy.
Oh, love you, Drew.
Yes.
Love you, Drew. So floor is yours, Mr. Schyvinck.
So what do you want me to go in the direction of like how we've gotten here, or would you prefer me to kind of wrap the bow first and then?
No, I think we have to do like how we got here.
Okay.
I mean, look, this episode is crashing out, right? And so if we get the order of things a little bit wrong, like it just comes with the turf. But just like, for example, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a problem that was present all year, that was present for a lot of years leading up to it as well. And it had kind of gotten to the point where I was just tired of talking about it in past years. And so when it was happening again this year, I was just like, whatever, this is just who the Packers are. But also that doesn't mean I'm giving Matt LaFleur a pass for it either.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest I think that this is a really, really interesting point by Iowa Joe, that it's not necessarily that like things are always better, right, when Willis is in the game, but it feels like LaFleur has like, I don't know, he completely, I mean, the Ravens game, he just abandoned the run, and like it was kind of like, oh, that's you can do that when 10's in the game, by the way, like that's allowed, like that is allowed. If the run game is bad, you don't have to
fairness
keep doing
bad run game when 10 is on the field is like 2.5, 3 yards a carry, not minus yards.
It was outrageous, and they just abandoned it. It was like, okay, perfect. Can we do that more? Like, we let it loose, and it's, I don't know. That thing I think is I think is maybe one of the more thought-provoking things is when you watch this and I mean the other thing that I think we've kind of both either in the year before or this current season, right? The two drafts that were like, I'm kind of weirdly out on Goody because of this one. Or like at least weirdly moving towards being out on Goody because of this draft, right? JJ's was more of 2024. Mine was more of 2025. Just because I didn't quite like, I get it. There was like a sense of urgency on offense, and you felt like, okay, I don't mind, like adding to the O-line cupboard is not like necessarily a bad thing. He's done it the last two drafts, right? Early, top 2 rounds. It just based on what what is being done with both of these players tells me that they're trying to like live between two philosophies a little bit, because you called it, JJ. We were talking. You messaged me about this of like, hey, Jordan Morgan's just probably gonna play right tackle, right? They're not gonna put him at left tackle, and they did it. And it's kind of at this point, like this week is the perfect time. You are the 7. Okay, you are the 7 seed. It's over. No, you're not getting anything else. And if you're gonna rest some people, play Jordan Morgan left tackle. Minnesota at least throws. At least even when they're eliminated, they played a heck of a defensive game in Detroit or at home against Detroit and forced turnovers. And they're at least going to test Morgan's ability to see what's coming and even based on how the protection is set and understand and passing stuff off and having a complete vision cone as to what's happening, right? When it comes to pass protection with all those exotic blitzes that Flores likes to throw. Play him at left tackle. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, because if it doesn't go well, you know you have to get one. You have to go find one again. You're gonna have to go spend a pick in the draft. Not spending at left tackle. It's not. They don't got that kind of money in free agency. Nor are really good ones ever on the market. So we need to see that this week. Period. I don't care. Like, Rashid's getting paid somewhere else. He is. Someone will do it. Dan Moore got an insane amount for Tennessee to be not very good at all. Okay? So, that's one thing that needs to happen. But I think, like, the main overarching thing is right, we kind of talk about these last few classes where it's like there's a need and it's just not addressed, and it's just they wait and they wait and they wait to address it, right? And it feels
safety
like
and tight end a few years ago.
Yeah, safety and tight end in 22. We thought, oh, they need some of that. Like maybe they should do that. They passed on all the safeties. Turns out it was a good idea, right? Dax Hill
every year.
Yeah, Dax Hill, Scene, Brisker, all really. I know Bears fans love to talk about Brisker. It was good that they passed on all of them, which is fine, whatever, right? McBride was in that draft, right? He's pretty good from what I hear.
Can I ask you a quick question about McBride? No, yeah. I want to ask you that. Is McBride on your All-Pro list? Because I considered him, and he is nowhere on my All-Pro list.
Oh yeah, it was probably my easiest choice on the All-Pro list.
Leaving him off was the hardest choice for me because
he was the first guy put on first team.
Can't block. He can't block.
Yeah.
He's just a receiver.
Well, you can put him at flex.
I didn't have a flex here. I guess I had 3 wide receivers.
Oh, I actually did both. I did 3 receivers and a flex because I didn't know which one we were going to end up doing. But he plays more. He plays a little more tight end than like a Bowers does.
Well, I don't have Bowers on here either.
Well, no, it wasn't a great year.
I like tight ends who can block, and so all the tight ends who are on my list can block.
That's fair.
Run block and pass block both.
Yeah. So yeah, that, and then it's like, okay, corner, defensive tackle, 2 things that they kind of were like, okay, let's hope that, day 3 players can and UDFAs can help us figure this out. And again, you kind of look around the league this year at corner. Will Johnson's had a pretty decent year. Quincy Riley's had a nice year for the Saints. And I know Trey Amos, he struggled a little bit for sure this year, and I know a lot of people, including myself, wanted him. Benjamin Morrison was obviously another one, but it dealt with injuries. But again, defensive tackle was like kind of a 2-year thing, right? The last 2 drafts, it was kind of like, okay, let's do something here. Dorless had a nice year. Unfortunately, got hurt last night in the Atlanta game.
It's not just the last 2 drafts.
Devondre Sweat, like there are defensive tackles who are young. I know they didn't get a chance to draft this guy. Byron Murphy is having a heck of a second year with the Seattle Seahawks, and so it's. And I know Packer Doug is asking if this is helping us in the playoffs. I think we'll kind of get to probably, I assume, what expectations are and what maybe the plan would be to try and kind of save a little bit of this later for sure. We'll keep that in the back pocket, but it feels like they got to figure out what they're going to do offensive line wise, what the philosophy is going to be, how they want to approach that going forward, because the run game went from, important support tool in 24 to just hopefully successful in the fourth quarter when you're running to run the clock out, right? Like they were able early in the season to put teams away by running the football because it was later in the game, tired, right? All of that. But other than that, it's just kind of felt like this year of running the football has been a start, not a fart, right? Like it's clearly an issue. Had to get that in there, just because that's just where we're at, and so that the offensive line thing is probably even to me a bigger issue going forward than even defensive line, simply because Zach, it's easier for one guy to carry a defensive line like Parsons was doing than it is for one guy to carry an offensive line. Like one guy can be really good on the offensive line and you can stink. And like that is something where it needs to be a unit. Whereas Hafley with Parsons, he's moving him around, right? He's decking centers and guards, and guys are being able to, spring into the backfield. Like Gary had a good first half, I think, and obviously in large part because of what Parsons was doing. And I think JJ, based on how the scheme is set up going forward, that Van Ness stylistically, body type wise is the complement going forward to what Parsons is when you have that 4 down front. Absolutely. Right? That's going to have to be the thing. And I think, and gosh, JJ, talk about a player who actually showed up on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Give yourself a little pat on the back right now for Van Ness. He is one of the few guys, him, Bullard, I think were 2 of them, and obviously Malik, right, and some of the skill position guys showed up. But man, other than Van Ness, they were just getting pushed around like nobody's business.
Kingsley had some nice plays,
Kingsley
but it was not consistent enough.
Yes. But it's like, man, doing this again, Ronnie Stanley isn't maybe what he has been at his peak before, but the Ravens clearly, he is one of their better players on the offensive line, and he's walking him back, right? He's getting off he was doing a lot of really good things where it's like, okay, he's still young. Like he is still younger than Devontae Wyatt was when we drafted him. Right. So there's still a runway here to work with LVN that feels really exciting going forward.
Also,
so and that's why I feel like, okay,
he's really not been bad this year either.
No, defensive tackle needs to be addressed, but the O line as a whole is something that needs to. I feel like the D line, yes, they need to add defensive tackle, but offensive line has to be fixed. I don't know what they have to do to make this unit look better next year, but it has to be good as a unit. It can't be one guy doing a bunch of great work over there like Zach Tom is, and go, well, I guess if he's out, we're just kind of just hope a little bit, right? As much as I love Mission Impossible, hope is not a strategy, right? They say it in Mission Impossible. Hope's not a strategy. It can't be. It can't be in this. You can do it in Mission Impossible movie, okay? But you can't do it here. And so I think that's going to be like the figuring out how everything fits with what they want to do on offense with the offensive line running the football is massive.
I have an idea to improve the offensive line and run the ball. Modernize your drafting strategy, because drafting tackles to play them at guard was a strategy in like the 80s.
Can't do it. It was
draft guards.
It was perfectly fine when we were making this shift to the passing league, where it was like, oh, well, okay, we just need guys who can pass protect, and like these guys at tackle who can move into guard can pass protect. That's not going to be a problem. Like, we're going to be able to keep these pockets relatively clean with tackles moving into guard, because we're not asking them to get into these heavy formations and push people around, right? And then the tackle to guard thing was like, okay, they're athletic enough. We're in the wide zone, outside zone, world still right now. We're not getting into the gap stuff. We're not being multiple running. So we can have the guards because they're going to be able to get to space in theory, right? And cut guys off second level blocks quicker than the bigger guys will.
Did you know?
Not quite it's not going to be the same when you're in an offense where, when it felt like they signed Josh Jacobs, it was like, okay, you watched what the Raiders do with Jacobs. He isn't just purely a zone runner. They will do multiple things. They like to have him press the line of scrimmage with some gap stuff and hat on hat stuff, and let him kind of draw it out until he finds a lane, or draw it out till he kicks it out. And they have to either find a way to commit to being multiple, or just draft guards.
Did you know
it's
advanced metrics? Go look at EPA, etc. Guards more valuable than tackles right now.
I mean, my goodness, how good are the Bears guards this year, man? Like, they are massive for that team right now. I know Dahlman's important as well, but what they've gotten from Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson has been massive for their run game. And JJ, another great example of this, the Lions have struggled because some of their guards haven't been healthy, and two, the guards are young and they don't have a center there to help them gel, right? Centers have been in and out, right? That interior has not looked good and has not been healthy all year. Look what happens. They're 8-8. And it matters. That has to get right. I know we're going to talk about corner. We do a lot of mock drafts. It's off season. I know we're going to talk about defensive tackle. That unit up front has to be a good unit going into next year. Good quarterback, either a good head coach or a great play caller, and a good offensive line. You got to have those going into January to get to February. Period. Those three things are the key ingredients. You look at the teams who have that right now, it's Denver.
I heard they're pretty good this year.
They're pretty good. They're not bad. New England doesn't have I don't think, a great offensive line, but the play caller has done everything in his power to make that, I think, raise the level of play, and their quarterback's playing out of his mind. Pretty good, right? Somehow Cohen has raised Trevor Lawrence from the mid. Okay, down the stretch.
Hey, you know? all several of us Trevor Lawrence truthers who have been here the whole time feeling vindicated.
It's been a hard road to be on this train for a long time. It's been a hard road, but it feels really good.
I remember this offseason, you and I joking around here, and just the jokes you were making about like Jacksonville needing a quarterback.
Yeah.
And like to now look back and realize like how far we've come in such a short time.
Feels good.
Feels very good.
Yeah.
Feels very good.
I was making jokes mid-season about like, Mac Jones should come back. LOL.
Yeah. That was only a few weeks ago.
Yeah. It was like, I think week 9 or 10. And like,
yeah, I was thinking 8 or 9. Yeah.
It was, I think like, yeah, it was like right before they traded for Myers. It was obviously been a big help, but like, again, the O-line, the play caller, all of it in Seattle, and the Rams and the Niners, right? The Niners are figuring this out without players, and that's maybe your biggest, maybe the biggest indictment of what this coaching staff and this team, you know, in kind of.
But we always find a way to do less with more,
right?
Always.
And it's like, look at what the Niners are doing right now. They are 1 win away from being at home throughout the playoffs as far as they go. They are 1 win away without Warner, without Bosa, without Michael Williams, their first-round pick, without Alfred Collins, their second-round pick. Kittle has missed 6 weeks. Purdy missed 6 weeks. They haven't had Ayuk all year. They traded Debo in the offseason. Ricky Pearsall missed 9 weeks. Here they are.
Ayuk walked away from the team.
Right. Here they are. They're here. They're 1 step away from being 13-4. And it stinks, unfortunately, to be like, to unfortunately put ourselves in the shoes of like when Kraft went down, it was kind of like, they can't do the same things on offense anymore. It was still alive. When Parsons goes down, apparently the floodgates open and Derrick Henry can rush for 216 and 4. Right, like the defense didn't even play bad against Chicago, which I think should lend you to a little bit of optimism potentially about this playoff game, right? If it's against Chicago. All right, if it, you know, because if they build a lead on Chicago, theoretically, that can't happen again, right? That won't happen again. No?
I mean, it would be nice if positive momentum could be a thing for the Packers. Like, when was the last time you saw them build a lead and then sit on it? Or like string together a bunch of really good drives because, hey, we're just imposing our will and we're in the other team's head. Like you see that happen constantly when you just watch
Detroit
football
games. Detroit, they definitely did that.
That was a while ago.
That
was a month ago.
I know. Well, they've lost. They have lost 3 in a row. They have lost.
They have. And now this team that has done nothing, this mid team, is considering resting their freaking starters simply because they can't improve their playoff seeding anymore. You think you've earned the right to sit your starters? How? I mean, you're gonna tell me you think they're gonna play better after sitting for a week?
Starters?
Yeah, because every bye week that we've ever had has benefited the team.
Well.
Right.
It's gone so well, guys.
Hey, I got something.
2020, I guess, which didn't have fans, but
Dershel says, I'm confident Goody will solve one of O-line, D-line, or cornerback this offseason. He will
solve one. That's right.
He will.
Yes,
he will.
One of them will be solved. I have no doubt of that. JJ, I think one of the biggest ones of the O-line thing, right, where we should feel vindicated of like, hey, what should Green Bay do off-season shopping? What did we say at guard? Do you remember? Do you remember what we said?
Was Tooney one of the names?
I don't remember if he came up or not, just because we knew you had to trade for him.
Yeah,
but there was a name that came up. Who was a free?
Remind me who it was.
It was Tevin Jenkins.
That's right. Yeah, I knew it was a Bear.
And again, he hasn't played that many snaps this year, right? He's played a lot down the stretch for Cleveland. but he's doing much better. He's doing much better than Banks is. So, I mean, what is there to say? He's played 272 snaps. So, like, it stinks that they. Again, free agency I think is the toughest thing where it's like, you know,
he's been easily, but I'm looking at him on PFF right now.
Oh yeah, PFF. I think it's not even close if I remember correctly.
He's easily better than Banks. By the way, I would like to serve a nice big bowl of shut the heck up to all the schmucks, and I'm not going to name names, but boy do I want to. The talking heads on Twitter who've been taking their freaking victory laps about Aaron Banks. Oh man, I thought you guys hated Aaron Banks. I thought he sucked at football. Then, what are we doing here? Rushing for minus yards per carry to the point where Matt LaFleur stops running the ball because we can't, because our guards suck butt.
Do you move on?
Here's a nice big bowl of shut up.
Huh? Do you move on?
Do I move on?
Would you do it?
Would I move on?
Yeah.
Move to a new segment?
No. Move on from Banks after this year. You doing that?
I said this summer that I would cut him outright because the contract was terrible. He's a terrible player. Never been a good player. There was no reason.
It was legitimately. It was a strange bet at the time of like, hey, he's 27, right? I think he was 27 when they signed him. Of like, oh, maybe he'll do it. Maybe this is the like, oh, he will get better as he continues. And it's like, he's 27, right?
What I really don't understand about this offseason,
but
because like sometimes like Goody's player evaluation makes no sense. Sometimes. But like this year, it felt like we went bargain bin hunting. And like I even made a thumbnail of Macklemore from the thrift shopping music video. But it's Goody's face and Hobbs and Banks's face on the two girls that Macklemore's riding his scooter with. And it's like, it feels like we went bargain bin thrift hunting, but then we paid them like a lot of money. We paid them like they're studs, especially Banks. Banks we gave just like the amount of money that you kind of can't cut him, except I just would.
Yeah.
He was not an asset to the team this year. He wasn't. He was a liability when he was on the field, and he wasn't on the field for a lot of the season.
Yeah.
Now, Belton has been kind of locking it down at right guard, like by recent Green Bay Packers standards at right guard.
True.
Which is not saying much, but he's been an improvement over what we've seen for a long time at that spot. Yeah. And you know what? That's great. If he can just keep improving, yes. And like 1 year from now, we just don't even talk about him at all because he's just a set it and forget it right guard. Perfect. That's worth a second round pick to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it can work for sure. And I'm glad he's doing it. I'm glad we're doing the guard thing, right? Because it's like, okay, if they're going to, the tackle thing was kind of like, not if the philosophy is what we think it is and should be if you have Josh Jacobs, right? It shouldn't be.
Is there a philosophy? Like genuinely.
I mean, yes.
Is there?
Yes, there is. It's just, it's going bigger on the interior. It is one. That is a philosophy.
It's a
right, which I don't mind that at all.
Philosophy.
I don't mind that at all because if you're gonna run duo and run counter and do all this stuff, like you need people who are gonna push people around, and the guys you've been drafting at 310 who are former tackles just aren't going to do that. Period. Right. The only guy I've seen like at that size move people like that is Tooney. Tooney moves people like that for sure.
I think I'd like our strategy to require more than 2 words to explain. Like, get bigger.
I mean, that's the strategy at defensive tackle as well. At least for early downs. Get a little bigger.
I got an idea.
That was 100% the Rams' philosophy.
Let's not play our first-round wide receiver, and let's instead play the cornerback who can't get on the field at corner, despite the fact that we don't have any corners. It's maybe not the worst thing that Matt LaFleur does.
Oh,
it's not the worst thing Matt LaFleur does.
I think it is.
But it is the thing that has made me the most mad over the last few years. Is that when it's crunch time, you can guarantee our most dog crap players on the roster are going to be the ones on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, 4th down and got to have it. Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt are going to be sitting on the sideline. And we're going to put somebody who was on the practice squad 3 weeks ago out there. Yeah. But, you know, trying to defend 4th down here. Hey, you know, we got to make this completion to stay on the field and protect our lead, because man, our defense is gassed and can't slow down the opposing offense. Let's put Samori Toure and Patrick Taylor out there and no other skill players. We're just going to do that. Let's see who's over on the sideline. Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, and Romeo Doubs, all on the sideline right now. It's easily the thing that has made me the most angry with Matt LaFleur.
I agree with that.
And it didn't start until Aaron Rodgers was gone. It was that first season that Jordan Love was the starter that Matt started pulling this bull crap, where in the biggest moments, you can guarantee the worst players on the team are the ones who are out there on the field. And sometimes it's really damning. You know, what's his name? Jacob Morley on Twitter does a good job sometimes of like writing down who the personnel was on like each of these, you know, 3rd or 4th and gotta have it plays in this game. And you look at it and it's like, bro, there's not a single starter out there with your skill players on these 3rd and 4th gotta have it situations, except for Jordan Love. Like, that's it. It's Jordan Love, the offensive line, nobody else who's a starter. And what was the play? A freaking jet sweep.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna launch it downfield at Bo Melton.
Yeah. No, it's really annoying that Bo Melton's also gotten like it feels like, at least, I don't know if he has. I'm gonna look this up while I'm thinking about it. But like, it at least feels like it might not be true. But it's certainly. Hold on, let me see. Okay, he doesn't. That's good that Melton doesn't have more targets than Golden, but it feels like he's getting targeted on plays where it feels like Golden should be getting those, and like Golden's taking Bo Melton's like design touches, and it's like, even if you want to give it, like, it's just not what Golden does. Like, I don't know if this is like a rite of passage or something where it's like, all right, hang on, we drafted this guy, got to get the scheme touches first to make him like, I don't know,
done that bull crap.
The feet wet, see the field nonsense.
They did it with Jayden Reed. Yeah. They do this,
and it's like,
every year.
At some point. Okay, you have to know, like, this isn't his strength. You could get away with it with Watson because he's fast and he can outrun everybody. You could get away with it with Reed because he's a good yak player. You just can't be giving him those. We can't be doing that. You can 100% give Savion those. Savion's good at that stuff. He is. But you don't give a guy who is like, okay, if you just point to a weakness in Golden's game of the 3 phases of the game, yak stuff is probably the weakness. And you're like, you know what? Design touches. And the most frustrating part about this, right, is you watch the Denver game back and you go, he is cooking these guys. He is cooking these guys. And what has he done since that game? He has been targeted twice in the last 2 weeks. Twice. He had no targets in the Chicago game. None.
Hey, at least we won both of those games and put up a lot of points in them.
Put up a decent amount in Baltimore game, but not a lot. But it's just it's just annoying. There is a lot of talk of, and we're gonna get to these. I've starred some of these, but
I have another one though. I have another one.
Go ahead.
There were a lot of people asking the last few weeks after Micah Parsons went out, and like Rashan Gary was running his mouth at the podium talking about like, you just wait and see what the D-line's got without Micah. Like, don't count us out. And a lot of people were asking, like, are you guys going to show us what you got? Show us what you got. We want to see what you got. And, like, they have answered that call very loudly. They don't have crap. This team, especially the defense, just drained. Defense drained of talent. It's 2 safeties and 2 linebackers. And then we're lucky if one of our defensive ends shows up. And that's it. That's the whole defense. No other talent. And no desire to play through. Keisean Nixon gave up weeks ago. That man does not want to be out there. I'm not saying that he wants out of Green Bay, but he wants to go to the Caribbean and go out, get on his vacation. He doesn't want to be there.
The struggle with the cornerbacks right now, like more than any, like even if just put coverage aside for a second, watch them tackle.
Oh, atrocious.
It's shoulder into them high or try to wrap up high. No. It was just like, it was there's a great meme from this Baltimore Green Bay game when Valentine's trying to tackle Henry, where it's like me sowing. Oh yeah, no problem. Me reaping. No, why? Like it's just it was just perfectly encapsulated of like, yeah, if you keep doing this all season, in December when there's a big boy coming in, you're going to get big boyed, like Matt LaFleur said. You got big boyed out there. Period. You have to tackle. Okay, these aren't 170-pound guys out there anymore. Like you'll run into a few of them, right? But it's like this just it can't happen anymore at corner. There's and the worst part about the corner situation, Jay, is so deterred. He's so like, oh, let's try this guy. We can't anymore. Haddon's hurt, right? And obviously they just elevated 2 guys, and maybe those are the 2 guys trot out there this week. Seriously.
Let me give you this. Okay. My guy Dustin on Twitter. Okay. So the report comes out. Matt LaFleur confirms that Kamal Haddon suffered a season-ending injury. I quote tweeted it and said, "Bet you $1 we still won't sign a corner for depth." My guy Dustin says, "Bet we sign some random wide receivers to fill the open spot who have no chance of making an impact." Then he came back and replied to himself today and said, "Well, not a wide receiver, but close. Packers made 1 signing today. A freaking running back."
I mean, I like this guy.
Thanks. Maybe he'll be good.
I'm into this. By the way,
we have no corners. We've had no corners all year. We've been bullied in the pass game all year. It's been bull crap since before the season even began. And Nate Hobbs gets hurt. And we sign nobody. We just played 2 freaking corners the entire freaking year. We finally put Kamal Haddon out there, start rotating him. Now he's hurt, and they're like, whatever. It's good enough. Now, hey, I'll give them credit. They worked out like 3 or 4 corners today. Cool. Ended up just promoting some guys off the practice squad. They've been here all year. You clearly looked at them in practice all freaking year and said, wow, those guys suck too much to put out there because we're only going to play 2 corners the entire year. It's Keisean Nixon who doesn't want to be here and doesn't want to play football. And Carrington Valentine, who once upon a time looked promising and now just really wants some interceptions and therefore won't tackle. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get the interception. I'm just going to eat some turf then.
Oh, man.
You know what would have been better than you maybe having a shot at the interception? Because, by the way, we're just not getting interceptions this year, like, at all. You know what would have been better than maybe having a shot at the interception? Tackling the guy for a loss, which you have an opportunity to do frequently. But no, it's always a first down and then some, because Xavier McKinney has to come screaming across the field to make the tackle, or Edgerrin Cooper has to chase the receiver down because you're eating turf over on the sideline. I'm sick of it. These corners suck. We knew they sucked before the season began. Our top priority when we were mock drafting this year was what? Defensive tackle and corner. Every single mock draft we did was like 4 of those guys. We don't draft any of them. None. Who do we sign in the offseason at the position? Just Nate Hobbs and no defensive tackles. We went into the season with fewer defensive tackles and fewer corners than we have kept on the opening week roster in 12, 13 years. The guys start getting hurt, and we do nothing. Devontae Wyatt goes out. You know what that means? We're just going to lose a bunch of games until he gets healthy again. That's what it means. Nate Hobbs gets hurt. Well, I guess we're just going to only play 2 corners ever.
That was really
Jordan
good.
Riley. He was a nice
really
pickup for
enjoyed
2
this.
weeks until he broke his leg.
I'm telling you right now, I know we have this intro song that's really good. Your crash out right now and mine after the Eagles game are going to be put together in a single video.
Auto-tuned.
You'd think, see, it was funny because I put crashing out on our top 10 moments of the show. And I didn't think it was going to become a series, but it sure has become one. And I'm really thankful for that. But yeah, I do you want to talk about the 2 elevations or no?
Give a crap about the elevations.
Okay.
We're not winning another game the rest of the season. I don't care about the rest of the season. I'm looking at 2026, where we have some major decisions to make about who's leading this team. Yeah, this Asante Samuel, freaking frustrating.
Yep.
Is he an all-pro? No. Has he been plenty good enough for the Steelers? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, keep ranting. Keep ranting. Be right back.
Here's something else. Do we actually trust Brian Gutekunst to keep drafting for us? Durso said they can't wait for JJ's reaction when Diggs is claimed tomorrow. I don't really care. I don't whatever. There's been a bunch of Diggs level fine, not amazing corners that we've had the opportunity to go get and haven't. I'm just used to it at this point. But when you look at what Gutekunst has done these last few years in the draft, let's look at this year's draft class, right? Matthew Golden, who we're just not using.
That's the worst part. There's no evaluation. It's like, oh, how's he done this year? I think fine.
No idea. Yeah, no idea.
I think we're okay.
Pro Football Reference has a little metric. It's weighted approximate value.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Guess which player that we drafted this year has the highest weighted approximate value? Guess.
Guess which
of our
rookie?
draft class. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 guys because we drafted 2 in the 7th round. Which of our 8 players has the highest weighted average value?
My head is telling me it's Savion, but I have a bad feeling it's Brinson.
Oh, it's much worse than that. It's much worse. So first of all, nobody has even one. They're all at 0 or blank because they haven't effing played. Let's look at last year. First round pick, Gordon Morgan.
Can I make one quick thing before you keep going?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think the 2 edge rusher things we thought were going to be important at the time. Then you trade for Parsons. And it was like clearly then, to me, those 2 edge rushers, Oliver obviously missed time, and then Sorrell, was kind of like, okay, this is going to refill the cupboard when we have to say goodbye to some guys in the offseason. So that one doesn't resonate with me as much, but like I get it because those JJ should have been corners.
Right. If I could ask Brian Gutekunst a question, I would ask him, hey, I want to see Cleveland. If you had a full slate of draft picks, if you're picking at least once in every single round, is it important to you that at least one of your players that you draft make some impact as a rookie? Because I don't think he'd say no. I don't think he'd say, whatever, who cares? Year 3, that's fine for every freaking player we draft. I think he'd say, some guys are more developmental, and some guys you'd like to get some impact from right away, or at least get field. Let's look at last year. Jordan Morgan. What do you think his weighted career average value is? I'll give you a hint. It's 1.
Can I make one thing really quick? Do they update this during the season?
Yeah, they do. Who
because the Browns I see all at 0, and that should not be the case. The Browns I see their entire draft class at 0. Is that wrong?
Am I owning myself here? Is it all?
Because you said that, and I go, oh yes, okay. This Browns class with Fannin and Schwest and Judkins and Graham is gonna have a lot because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a massive difference. And then I went there
because my actual point was that I was gonna rant about maybe how poor last year's is.
Hold on.
But then I saw that this year was all at 0.
Hold on. Let me
last year is almost all of them at 0.
Let's make sure.
Did I own myself real hard here?
I don't know about
this
that.
Is bad.
I'm gonna check and see if they.
The point I came in here trying to make on the team initially was that last year's class hasn't made an impact outside of Cooper and Bullard, and Williams, and that everybody else has been non-factors. That was the point I was intending to make.
That's fair.
And then I saw that this year was all currently at 0. And then that felt right to me because I'm looking at them. I'm like, well, none of them have played.
No, it feels right that it would all be 0. But like,
here's the thing. Jordan Morgan is at 1. So do you think that Matthew Golden is higher than Jordan Morgan? Because it feels like they got about as much usage out of the 2 guys.
Yeah, but I feel like Jordan Morgan's is 1 for 2 years. And Gold is like 1 for 1 year. And so I feel like that's at least a little better, but listen, this is what it felt like for the first time in a long time. The first round pick was a guy who could make an immediate impact. Okay. It felt like, okay, they're drafting like a player who, yes, he could ascend a little bit, right? But he's still like good enough to play now. Whereas like the last several years was like Jordan Morgan, maybe he's going to play. I'm not sure. Van Ness, he's got time to say he's a really young player, right? Quay Walker's really young. Let's give him some time. Wyatt's older. That's probably the one, right? Wyatt's probably the one. 21 Stokes. It's kind of like, all right, yeah, he's got a lot of potential. Jordan Love, obviously there was a QB there. Aaron Rodgers already. Have you heard of him? Not that this was the wrong. I'm saying this is the wrong pick, but again, it's like first round picks who you want to make it be impact. Rashan Gary, 2019. And it's like, okay, well, he was coming in behind the Smith brothers of like, this will be the third guy. This will be the second guy at some point. Darnell Savage, I think started. And then Job before that. And it feels like the the majority of those are like the big swings, which is the problem I've had with Goody in round 1 for a long time is like, hey, okay, I really love that we're in, it feels like you're in like your element of a home run derby right now, where it's like Goody thinks he's Shohei and is like, all right, watch how freaking far, or Schwarber of like, watch how freaking far I could hit this one when it lands in 3 years, right? And sometimes it's just like, yeah, he feels like he's in a home run derby when he's not in a real game. He's not in a game where it's like, I could hit this like sick double to the gap and just keep this momentum train going. It's like, no, I feel like I'm in a home run derby. That's the problem. That's the problem I have. And I think some people share that, right? And so, yeah, I think that's the question. And it was like Golden's a little more refined than all of these guys. He can play, and obviously, yes, the room is loaded. I understand that. There's a lot of people in the room.
Oh yeah, super loaded. That's why we're playing Bo Melton out there.
But that is a problem. They're obviously not going to have them out there 100% of the time. But yes, with Doubs, Watson, and Reed healthy, it should not be hey, Bo Melton's getting out over this many snaps today. Those should be Savion's reps if they're not going to be Golden's reps. Period. Those should be Savion's reps. I don't know, like, are we making him a corner or not? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like at some point, yeah, now it was just this previous draft was just, as we said, after the time, it was like all kinds of confusing. Because it was like, okay, they've added 2 receivers in 3 rounds. It's like, yes, I know we're preparing for an eventual, like, well, now they got to keep Watson, right? They have him next year, but like it's going to keep going, right? This Watson thing is still going. We're not going
Watson was fantastic this year.
Right, exactly.
Spoiler
Watson's
alert.
Sticking around. Spoiler alert.
Christian Watson made my all-pro list, and I was not expecting to do that.
Interesting.
You'll see where.
Watson's he's sticking around, period. I know Doubs is probably gone. But it's just, yeah, it was just weird because it just felt like, okay, corner lines up pretty well. And it's like, okay, maybe they don't like the defensive tackles that much early, but like it felt like corner was like the way to go. Offensive line, again, there were a handful of players that we had kind of circled for the most part. And I remember the morning of the draft going like, yeah, who would I be elated to pick at 23? And I think like Harmon and Nolan were on there. Obviously, neither made it.
Right.
And
yeah,
Loveland didn't make it. Right.
Yeah.
We don't have to go there. I'm enjoying and also simultaneously not enjoying what I'm seeing right now. But I knew it. And then I think the other two were Simmons and Amos that were on that list. And it's like, they got a receiver, which was fun. It was very cool in the moment to be like, yes, they took the receiver. That's really fun. That's awesome. But then part of me was kind of like, there were other times you could have done that, There weren't like other player at receiver. There weren't like other guys I wanted there, like really bad.
No.
At 20, it was like Golden's cool. Like Golden's fun. That's fine. Like you do that. I understand it. There weren't like any guys I was clamoring for necessarily at that juncture. I was more of like in the camp of like, hey, you wanna go swing for Kyle Williams? Go ahead. You want to swing for like a Jalen Knoll to be maybe the Reed replacement down the line? Like go ahead, no problem. But then they took 2 of them in 3 rounds. It was just kind of like, oh, that's weird. Because this was without Parsons on the team, right? This is without Parsons on the team. Imagine they didn't trade for Parsons, guys. Imagine if that didn't happen. This defense, we would be clowning the crap out of them all year. We would have clowned them all year.
Listen, you can't get mad at the defense because they don't have Micah Parsons right now. Bro, there's like 28 teams that don't have anything close to resembling a Micah Parsons. And guess who else didn't have a Micah Parsons? The 2024 Packers. The 2025 Packers defense doesn't have corners, doesn't have defensive tackles, and doesn't care. They don't have anything left in the tank. They have no energy. They don't care.
I'm gonna be clamoring the league office to give Green Bay like a week 9 bye next year, please. This week 5 bye thing is really annoying. And maybe have
last week,
and maybe 2 buys during the season would be good. So we don't have,
that's coming. That is coming. After our last,
but if they go another game, they gotta go 3. Like respectfully, I don't care about fantasy football. Okay, fantasy football can shove it. I don't care. You want these players to be healthy and active late in the year? Perhaps let them rest more. I'll go here. Abolish Thursday Night Football. Don't need it.
Oh, I
don't need it.
I have not watched a non-Packers Thursday Night Football game.
Guys, we don't need the game. We don't need it.
Since before it was on Amazon.
Listen, I know our low attention span from Monday to Thursday. Packers. It's so cool. Oh wow, look at this. It's cool. Football's already back. In 3 days' time. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a crap. I don't want it. Put 2 games on Monday every week. I don't care. Don't give them the 3 days off. Barely 3. It's just we're not doing that anymore. That needs to stop. If they go to 18 games, I know they're going to. You have to have 3 buys, and you have to not have Thursdays. Period. We can't do this anymore. The guys are getting hurt like this nonstop down the stretch. And it's like if you have the injury luck, you're in a really good spot. And it's like, okay, it's still probably going to happen.
We haven't had injury luck since 2020. It's 4 straight years of just like you're losing all your best players constantly. Like, hey, let's take a look at the wide receiver. Who did we lose for huge chunks this year? Oh yeah, Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. Oh man, that's not good. That's not ideal. Which offensive lineman did we come into the season like feeling pretty decent about? Zach Tom and Elgton Jenkins. Which defensive line players can we really not afford to lose? Probably like Devontae Wyatt and Micah Parsons. Give me a freaking break.
And like, again, as much as it felt like, who could they get a big contribution from this year? Van Ness, who could be massive for this defensive line. And he missed time.
Tucker Kraft. Jordan Love has missed time now. Josh Jacobs has been dealing with injuries. Like, here's our best players who have been dealing with injuries.
Jacobs would have been fine if not for that concrete freaking field. Okay, I'm just going to say it next year, forfeit the Jets game. I don't care. Don't go there. Don't play. Don't play. If everybody forfeited their game at the Jets, they'd replace the field. It's an intrusive thought of mine, all right? It's end of the year. We're getting all the takes out before the end of the year.
That's some really valuable podcasting right there.
If everybody said, we're not playing there, they would get rid of, they would 100% change the field. They would. Say, we're not playing there. Not playing there. We're not traveling. Suck it.
Jake, like, seriously. After our last podcast we did together, you and I stayed on afterwards. And we went back and looked at the last 3 draft classes. Just the last 2. No, it was the Van Ness. Yeah. Van Ness. It was 23, 24, 25. And we went through and we just said, hey, who did we each want at each of these picks?
We did do that.
And like it was solving all the problems the Packers have. And it's not retconning. Like we admitted when we were like, well, this was the guy we wanted. He's been a bust.
He's been bad. Yeah.
You could have taken this guy who was like 2 picks later, who has been really good, but admittedly, that's not where our minds were, right? And by the time we were done with that, redoing those 3 drafts, we were ready to burn 1265 to the ground. Were we not?
Yeah. And again, another too old for this absolute banger of a comment.
Yep. They deserve it so much because they dog water field.
That field, the Jets, the last
Lions field's awful too.
That field took out Rodgers in 4th place.
As did Billy Turner.
But hey, you know when they can change it when the World Cup comes. And yes, I know the World Cup's a bigger event globally than the NFL is. But for God's sake,
but that's literally the NFL saying we don't care as much about our own product.
Yes. At least not the NFL. At the very least, John Mayer and Woody Johnson say we don't care. Okay? I got to tell you right now, we don't care. Okay? We don't. That's what they're saying to you. Now, JJ.
Should we answer our question
from
the beginning?
Yes. Can we? This is a good question, though. Tool for this brings this up. He didn't really ask it like a question, but Tool for this saying we would have had a week 19 bye if Parsons and Kraft stay healthy. JJ, do you think the Packers get the 1 seed if those 2 are healthy for a full season?
No, you're missing one other guy, and it's Devontae Wyatt. You need all three of those guys to be healthy all year.
If all three were, do they get the bye?
Probably. We when we had all three of them, we were playing crazy good, and you have to have Parsons and Wyatt in order for the corner situation to not matter.
Yeah,
and like God forbid we have to play a good passing attack like LA. God forbid, because even the Broncos were slicing us up, and like the Broncos are better than say the Bears, but
for sure, yeah.
But they're not the LA Rams.
No.
They're also not the Seattle Seahawks.
No.
Both of them are in our division or in our conference.
Yeah.
Like you're not making it through the playoffs without playing at least one of those guys. You would have needed Parsons and Wyatt.
Absolutely.
To survive the McDonald's employees we have out there at cornerback. And I'll say if we have Kraft, the offensive output probably stays consistently high enough that the 1 seed is within grasp. It's within grasp.
It's
certainly
really
not a guarantee, but it's within grasp.
It really sucks that this year, and I feel pretty good about this. That if Wyatt and Parsons were healthy right now, I'm almost positive that come February I would have to put on clown makeup and a Musgrave jersey for our show. I'm almost positive that happens. Nobody has separated themselves this year. Nobody has separated themselves this year enough in the playoffs for me. And like, again, I was big. I thought the Rams kind of were a step above. They were missing guys on Monday night, and the Falcons, when they're eliminated, turn into a playoff team.
2025 season
is super weird.
Horrible season for the NFL. There's not like historically good teams. Like
right.
You take the two best teams this year, which I would say are actually like maybe the only good teams in the NFL, which is the Seahawks and the Rams. Nobody else is actually good. The Bears have a really nice record. Their best thing they've done all year was their loss to the 49ers.
Oh.
That's the best thing they've done all year. What did you say?
I was just turnovers is the best thing they've done.
Turnovers?
They've turned a 25th ranked defense into like the 12th or 13th because of the turnovers. At least in EPA terms, that's outrageous that they've done that.
Their best
Shout out L. Harris.
On-field accomplishment has been their loss to the 49ers. They have not beaten a good team this year.
Yeah, probably.
And even if you're
honestly, I think it's
even if you want to say the Packers are a good team, which I do not agree with. The Packers are not a good team. But even if you want to say it, did the Bears win that game, or did the Packers pee down their legs for the whole fourth quarter? They had 4 turnovers in that game.
Yeah. I think the Bears were much more impressive in their first game against Green Bay than their second one.
Agreed.
And they won the second one, which is hysterical.
Agree by a lot.
Yeah, honestly that might be I think their most impressive thing to me was losing
the
first game against Green Bay, because it felt like Sunday night just kind of felt like like just two coordinators and play calling head coaches who could just toy with the defense. One, because the Bears are all the Niners had to do was like, hey, if we don't turn the ball over, we're going to score a bunch. And they turned the ball over the first play. They were down 7-0, and they still scored 42, which tells you all you need to know about the Bears defense, I think. And the Niners defense, as I mentioned previously, they don't have first-round pick, second-round pick, which is a defensive end and a defensive tackle, and they don't have Warner and Bosa. So it's kind of like, the over-under made perfect sense for that game. It was honestly a little too low. I think it was like 51.5. That felt a little low going in. And so like that to me, it was like, the Bears should probably score a lot of points in this game. Whereas the Green Bay game, the first one, it felt like, wow, yeah, okay, they're scaring me right now a lot more than even that one. And I know, like, again,
I could give you that their loss to the Packers might be better than their loss to the
I think
49ers.
It is. It's close, but I think it is. And
accurate.
So that's where it's like, okay.
That's still their 2 best on-field performances of the year were both losses.
Yeah.
They beat 0 good teams this year.
Guys, I can't come back to this enough about the Bears. They had to block a field goal to beat the team with the first pick right now in the draft. That team is so bad right now. They are so bad.
I haven't checked in the last
irredeemably
weeks
bad
on their point differential, but they had a negative point differential way late in the year. It's not a good team. The Lions, I think, are the best team in the NFC North, and they're bad. Mostly because they don't have an offensive line or an offensive coordinator. But they're bad, and they're the best team in the NFC North.
Would the committee put them in?
Don't talk to me about the committee, because the only thing I hate more than the 2025 NFL season is the committee. I hate the committee with a passion. I talk myself into forgetting sometimes how much I hate the committee. And then people remind me of like what has happened in past years. Like in 2023, the number 2 seed Ohio State Buckeyes, undefeated. They lose their last game of the regular season to the number 1 seed, their rival, Michigan Wolverines, and they get left out of the playoffs.
Okay. That's true.
Just you bull crap like that every year from the committee.
So you mentioned the 2 teams, right? Seahawks, Rams, you think are the true good teams, and then everybody else
by the way,
skates by.
Lost by less than a touchdown. Very competitive game.
Right.
Came down to the wire.
Yeah. I have a quick game to play with you.
Wants to know, are we talking about the party planning committee or the committee to plan parties? It is the committee to plan playoffs.
Yes. Yeah. Like the committee, would they put the Saints in? Probably. Eye test, man. I would put the Saints in. Honestly. Okay, just to give this whole like good team thing a fun argument, all right? Let's play a fun game, okay? Better point differential, Broncos or 49ers?
I'm going to go Broncos. The correct answer is probably the 49ers, but the Broncos feels right because their defense has been so good all year.
It's San Francisco.
Their offense has just been on fire.
It's San Francisco. Better point differential, Denver Broncos or Detroit Lions?
Definitely the Lions.
It's Denver, but it's only by 9. Denver is 13-3, and the Lions are 8-8. Denver's point differential is 74. The Lions is 65. Okay, I got one more. All right. This one might be my favorite, honestly. Okay. better point differential. Denver Broncos or Indianapolis Colts?
Oh, that's so tough because the Colts season has been so weird. Oh. I'm going to go Colts.
It's Denver by only 12.
All right, so I went 0-3 in this game. It's still a really fun game.
It is. How about this? I got one more. All right. Better point differential. 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Better point differential.
Oh, good. I have a chance to go 0-5.
Yeah, Denver Broncos or Buffalo Bills?
Oh, this is tough. The Bills are so bad this year. Give me the Broncos.
Shoot. He's 0-4. It's the Bills. Bills are plus 89. The Broncos are plus 74. 15 better in the point differential column. All right. Last one. Better point differential, Denver Broncos or Houston Texans?
This has got to be the Texans.
It is by a boatload.
1-5.
Texans are plus 10. Texans are plus 101 in the point differential. Jacksonville's plus 104, by the way. Both significantly ahead of Denver.
What are the Bears at? Are they at like plus 30 after the last few games?
I think JJ's redeemed his 1-4 in the better
are they
point
plus
difference.
30?
It's 29. That's really good. That's really good.
There you go. You go tool for this.
Okay, wait a minute.
So who has the worst point differential this year?
What? Who do you think? Who do you think has the worst point differential? Who do you think it is?
I don't know. There's like 3 teams it could be.
Oh wait, say the 3 teams. I'm really interested to see if you get the top 3.
Jets, Raiders, and Titans. Obviously.
Yeah, those are the 3.
Yeah. Are they close, or is somebody like really separated?
33 separates first and third.
Is there a gap between those 3 and the 4th? Who I'm going to guess is like the Browns.
Yeah, the gap between third and fourth is 44.
Panthers or Saints. Okay.
44 between third and fourth.
That's a healthy gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth worst is Arizona, -116. But yeah. Okay. One more for fun.
Yeah.
Both of them are all right. Better point differential.
Can I ask, are the Seahawks and Rams 1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay.
The Patriots are 13 behind the Rams.
Too old for this wants to know.
You got a guess at ours? Do you have a guess at ours?
Ours it's going to be better than the Bears.
Is it better than Detroit's?
No.
You're correct. It is not better than Detroit's.
Give me I'm feeling like 12 of this is plus 84. I'm going to go plus 45.
Wow. Okay. It's 44. The same as the Los Angeles Chargers, by the way. Green Bay and the Chargers
that actually feels right because both of those teams started off the season looking really hot.
Yep.
And just cratered.
Yeah.
Because
two of their best players are hurt.
Yeah. Ginormous roster deficiencies. And then I tweeted Brian Gutekunst went into the season assuming he would have 0 injuries at defensive tackle or corner.
Correct.
And it almost worked flawlessly. He just got the tiniest bit unlucky.
Yes, this is true. All right, one more. Better point differential, Pittsburgh Steelers, Minnesota Vikings.
I'm going to say, so what's the Vikings record right now? Are they at exactly 500?
They are 500, yep.
Okay. I think I heard on a podcast that the Steelers have the worst point differential for a plus 500 team this season.
Oh, for a team above 500?
Above 500.
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
I'm going to bet that they are just barely ahead of the Vikings.
So, Pittsburgh Steelers are plus 8.
Plus 8. So
the Minnesota Vikings
are they at 0?
-2.
Oh,
those are the two closest teams to.
Is there anybody in between them, or are they right now?
Nope. Those are the two closest to a push in point differential. Those are the two closest. That's why I did them. That some fascinating stuff when you go through the point differential. There is one division. There are a bunch of divisions that have 3 teams above 0. Right?
There's 8 one to be precise.
There are 3 divisions that have 3 teams in the positive. Or no, 4 divisions. The AFC South, AFC West, NFC North, and NFC West. Right? Yes, even the Chiefs are still positive point differential. Higher than Pittsburgh at plus 36. They were higher than Chicago. Kansas City, plus 36. Chicago, plus 29. The Bears are 11-5. The Chiefs are 6-10. Okay.
Am I supposed to guess which divisions have no?
There's one division that is the best team is minus 33.
That has to be the NFC South, and that team has to be Tampa Bay.
It is Tampa Bay, and it is the NFC South. Carolina or Atlanta, who's got better point differential, do you think? This is a fun game. I like this game.
It feels like a trick question, but I'm actually going to go with Atlanta.
Atlanta has a better point. They're minus 50. The Panthers are minus 67. The Saints are minus 75.
Falcons had a few high-scoring games early on in the season.
If the Vikings beat the Packers by 3 this week, that entire division will have positive point differential. 3 or more. It can be more than 3.
The Vikings more than 3. The Packers can absorb a minus 3 for the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Minnesota then will make their entire division, which again, last place in that division.
And you said the AFC West is all positive.
They are 3. They have 3 positive, and then the Raiders are a massive weight, holding them down at minus 193, which is the
193.
That's right. Correct. No. That's by the way, is if you put them all together, they would be minus 9. They would be like minus, I think, they'd be minus 60, minus 55.
That's crazy.
Which is bad. But yes,
that's crazy.
The Jaguars, Texans, and Colts are all well above, by the way. Right, the Colts and Lions are obviously very close. 65 for the Lions, 62 for the Colts. But obviously, it makes sense that the NFC North would be the closest, right? Their last place team is 8-8, which coincidentally would be leading the NFC South.
It's not a bad division. It's a very mid division.
Right.
It has no good teams in it.
Right. The Minnesota Vikings, it seems like no matter what happens to them, they will hover around that 500 mark. Or obviously be better. Last year they were loads better, right? But they will still battle to be 500 and be around there, even when their team struggles. So,
all right, let's rapid fire some questions, and then we're going to answer
the
our questions.
Ones?
Yeah. Let's rapid fire the starred questions.
All right.
Let's see.
We already did this. We delayed Packers talk, but that's fine. But we've done a lot of Packers talk since. Whoops.
Packers Doug says, this is a bit like the Mike Tomlin equation 5 years early. Your present coach delivers playoff teams that don't advance. On one hand, it's success beyond 50% of other teams. On the other hand, ... I mean, what was our one and only playoff win of the Jordan Love era was against Dallas.
Yep.
We got bounced in the first round last year. And I think we'll get bounced in the first round this year as well. The last time that we won a playoff game prior to Jordan's game against Dallas was the 2020 season.
Yeah, 30-15 win over the Rams, I think, something like that.
Yeah, before losing to Tom Brady. So we lost to Tom Brady and have won one playoff game since, which was that Dallas game.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
Got bounced in the first round in 2021. Didn't make the playoffs in 2022 because we couldn't start the healthy quarterback who could actually play football. And then here's the other thing. This is going to be 3 years in a row now that we have made the playoffs as the 7th seed. So if there was no 7th seed, which was the case for most of my life, we would be out of the playoffs for 4 straight years.
If they go home in the wild card round, LaFleur will be 3-6 in the playoffs. If they somehow beat Chicago, which I don't think is out of the question, I think they can 100% do that. I don't think they're going to beat Seattle, who I presume is going to be the 1 seed. San Francisco.
The Rams with 1 seed still?
No. Rams are, once they lost to Seattle on Thursday. Seattle's obviously what that did is put Seattle and San Francisco on this collision course to control their own destiny. Because they kept winning, they both won last week. That put them, obviously, eliminated them. And then really this week was just losing last night for them. Really just, they could have secured the 5 potentially. Had they won out, they can still be the 5. That is still a possibility. But I believe San Francisco has to lose for that to happen.
Yeah.
At this point. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it's Chicago was also potentially in that mix as well if some things went the other way. But yeah, I think it would be more interesting. I think Green Bay has because it's a weird year, unfortunately, Green Bay has this weird, strange path that I think they could get to an NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
which is
the NFL stinks this year,
right?
And the way that happens is just actually show up and play a decent football game.
The way that happens is I think San Francisco gets the 1 because I think they could potentially go win a shootout in Santa Clara on divisional weekend rather than going to Seattle. I don't think
the Green Bay Packers are beating the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs.
I think they honestly
keep dreaming.
I think they could easily do that. San Francisco
we can't beat the 49ers when they're crappy in the playoffs.
They could win a shootout there.
D Payne says if Green Bay had an owner, the coach and GM would have 5 years max of screw-ups before they're gone. But the owner debate has been settled long time ago. First of all, if you want to talk about 5 years of screw-ups, I mean, are you saying that like it's been screw ups ever since 2020? Because like 2023 is pretty good. 2023 was pretty good.
2023 was like legitimately figuring out who they are.
And a lot of people thought that the 2021 team was really good. I didn't like the 2021 team, but a lot of people think they were.
The writing on the
so if you're telling me that like an owner would say 2021 wasn't good enough, I fail to see that argument.
I think
you're saying you agree that the 2021 team was not that good?
Yeah, when they kind of like the Browns game, that Ravens game against Huntley, it was kind of like, oh, they're kind of like skating by and winning these. Some of it kind of honestly feels like Chicago's year this year, where it's kind of like, they're winning, but like, are they on the level of like a team you would expect to go to a Super Bowl? Probably
not. Iowa Joe has the correct take here. If the Packers had an owner, Aaron Rodgers would still be the QB. That is 1,000% true.
And like again,
Dershel, 21 was the Bach knee injury, right? No, he got injured.
It was 20.
In the 2020 season's playoffs.
Yeah.
So this was still the COVID season. That's when he got injured. All right, getting back to our starred comments here. Dershel says, I think we max out the credit card for Linderbaum. Don't care if we run out of money in 3 years. Time to win is now. I mean, that's what they said about getting Micah Parsons. Time to win is now. And then they decided not to address defensive tackle or corner. Or guard.
Unfortunately, that happened in probably an unfortunate order, but they still needed to address it and did not. And then got Micah Parsons.
You could have gone and signed some defensive tackles and corners. You could have.
You could have. Yeah.
Okay, serious question, right?
I mean, Samuel was
lives are on the line.
Was a big
deal.
Do
you think if we went and got Tyler Linderbaum, that Gutekunst would not have at least one position on his roster that is a gaping hole that he just doesn't address? Do you think there would not be any positions on the roster that he just doesn't address and it's unacceptably bad?
It would probably still happen, yeah. There would probably
still happen.
There would still be a position that's pretty thin. Because I think
and so this is not me saying don't go get Linderbaum. It's me saying
if you want to do it, sure.
It's me saying, do we have the right guy making those kinds of decisions? Iowa Joe says Bo Melton for starting center. Stinking Butkus might think about it.
Another funny thing I saw was Stenovich was coming up when like people were talking about head coach hires and interviews. I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, please.
There's no chance he's getting interviews. No chance.
I don't think so. But
D Payne said they thought everyone would step up, which is what they bank on every year.
Listen,
and they're wrong, and they've been wrong about that a bunch of years in a row. Like when they didn't have safeties or tight ends. And they said, these guys will step up, and they didn't. And nobody who analyzes multiple teams and isn't just a fan of the Green Bay Packers looked at the safety room and tight end room for that year and said, yeah, this will work. And this year, nobody who objectively analyzes multiple teams and isn't just a Packers homer looked at cornerback and defensive tackle and said, yeah, this is enough. This will work.
Even like because I know when we talked about the free agent signings, it was kind of like, okay, I think we had the conversation of like, which one do you like more? And I was kind of like, I think I like the Hobbs one a little more than Banks.
I was more on Team Banks,
right.
but I said I didn't like the Banks signing.
Right, you didn't
more than the Hobbs signing.
Yeah, you didn't like really either, and you were kind of like, all right, which one's like going to be okay versus like, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think even if here's the thing, I think even if you liked the Hobbs signing. I still think at least most people, I can't say everybody, but I feel like even if you like the Hobbs signing, you were still kind of like, Nixon, is he going to play like nickel? That might be okay. Or Hobbs is going to play nickel. So then they need a boundary corner. Like I get it. Valentine 7th rounder, maybe you'll like him, but like, it felt like it was still like, okay, reinforcements were still necessary, period. It felt like it did feel like it was going to be, okay, they signed a guy that's cool. Then they're going to draft a couple like they did in 23 when they went, yeah, let's get McKinney, but let's also get Bullard and Williams and Oladapo. Maybe that was overkill, maybe a little bit. But they went and did it, right? The sign and draft. And then Green Bay did not do the draft part of the sign and draft. And I was like, okay, that's a choice, right? But
well, and I think part of the equation was that Bullard then locked down the nickel position for us this year. And so the Packers then were like, hey, he's a corner. And so we actually have 3 corners because we have Bullard as the slot corner. And so we only have 2 boundary spots that we need to fill. And we think that although neither of these guys have ever been good on the boundary in their career, Hobbs and Nixon can just be the answers at boundary. And then like, dude, Valentine's a stud. He'll be the backup to those 2 guys. And that's good enough. And like, even if you say all that and nobody gets hurt, you're telling me you're going into the season with 1 backup cornerback.
Yeah.
And like, hey, Kamal Hadden kind of outperformed expectations the little bit that he got on the field. Was he good enough? No. Did he outperform expectations? Sure. Yeah. Corner was an unmitigated disaster since sure. March. And I don't give a crap what the talking heads on Twitter have been saying every 4 or 5 weeks when the corners have kind of a nice game. And, Keisean Nixon has 5 pass breakups in one game. And they all come out tooting their trumpets, posting receipts and going, oh, man, you guys are really stupid. You didn't think that Keisean Nixon still had it, did you? It's like, you were awfully quiet the last 5 weeks since the last time he had a good game.
We need the Homer Simpson meme where it's like when Nixon in the corner room has a good game 4 times out of 17 out of the bushes. When they have a bad game, like 10 out of the rest of the 13, they're in the bush. They're back in the bush. Like that is
Brian Moffitt loves this cornerback room. Loves.
Yeah.
He is the biggest Keisean Nixon truther there is. Brian Moffitt is not.
Go get him.
Never shies away from naming names.
Go get him.
And that's fine. Brian can do that. And Brian, you go ahead and name all the names you want to.
No, Iowa Joe's saying us to name names too. He tried to.
You guys can post the names yourselves. Yeah, you know exactly who we're talking about. All the people.
If you come on the show and start naming names, we might have to mute you. Okay, but you can definitely still do it on your own time. It's tough, man.
Dershel says moving Elgton off of guard was an egregious mistake.
It would be interesting to see how things would have
possible that
worked.
Elgton is just cooked in general.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see if Ryan had started the year at center and they didn't sign Banks, right? And they had maybe drafted another tackle to guard or kind of whatever along with Belton, and then that was kind of what they rolled with. Because again, we were kind of talking about Elgton could be good enough and could be just a fine glue guy in the room in the offensive line, and then you have Tom, and it's I feel like it would have probably gone better in retrospect at this juncture. I know that Ryan has had some mistakes for sure, but it feels like that stage of it would have happened in late September, early October, and by now things might be looking up a little bit. Just in that regard, and it's obviously
here's a couple of related.
They haven't had Elgton for a while, right? Add him to the list of season-ending injuries, where it's just kind of all right, well, cool, fun.
On this exact same topic, we're not moving.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Packer Doug says, in my opinion, if you get a center, it moves a lot of misfit toys to their right positions on the Packers O-line. Put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to it. I have some thoughts. Too old for this says we need to stop viewing O-line as an interchangeable position. Okay.
He's on.
If I may, you know who's not going to move the misfit toys to their right positions? Luke Butkus. He's not going to do it.
They want 5 Zach Toms.
Understand, bro. He does not understand
5 Zach Toms.
Right positions for guys. Doesn't.
Or here's
case in point. He's still playing Jacob Monk at guard. And Jacob Monk can't play guard. He still tries to put Jordan Morgan at guard or right tackle. Hey, you know what? Jordan Morgan outperformed expectations at right tackle. Still wasn't good. Needs to be at left tackle. That's where you can get the most out of Jordan Morgan.
Yeah. It feels like they want to believe they have like 2 or 3 Zach Toms and 2 or 3 Elgtons on this team.
I think they want to believe that Luke Butkus knows offensive line. I think they want to believe they have an offensive line coach. Iowa Joe, is that a Butkus thing or is that a Steno thing? I mean, Steno is probably still the offensive line coach because he sure as heck isn't the offensive coordinator. He's not the offensive coordinator.
It feels organizational almost, where it's like you can't even tie it to a specific person.
I agree with that. It
feels like it's like a philosophy thing. It's not like this coach believes this, so they go with it. It's more of like I think everybody's on board with trying to do this. Maybe Matt's not. Maybe Matt's not on board. Maybe Matt's like, I hate this. Give me full control or something. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like it. I don't know. But it does feel organizational.
Let's answer.
I mean, I know why this is the question. We've had this discussion before. I'd love rehashing.
Rashan says Morgan has been significantly better at tackle versus guard. I have no idea what they saw in him at right guard. I mean, here's the truth. They didn't have a right guard, and they were trying to get Morgan on the field because that's the best that this coaching staff is capable of doing. Hey, we want to get this guy in the field, and we don't have anybody to play this position that he can't play.
It's a 3-point plan.
We play him here. Ooh, he's not good. Let's cut him. He can't play this weird random position very well. Let's cut him. That's the best that this team can do.
It's a 3-point plan. All right. Jordan Morgan, okay? It's a 3-point plan, all right? Yeah. JJ hit on the first one, right? We need a right guard, all right? Second point, philosophy. Hey, let's draft this tackle to be our guard, okay? That's second point. Third point, we're not going to lean into this gap scheme duo stuff with big guards. We got our nimble fella to go play guard, and so our zone stuff looks good. That's the 3-point plan right there. It was again why we kind of had the conversation in the offseason of like they're trying Morgan at guard. Here's why this is bad. Here's why they drafted Belton, because they think he's taking one of the guard spots, and Jordan Morgan is the eventual left tackle. And yet,
someday
they won't play him there.
Even though
at this point, like again, is he their best left tackle on the team?
Penalties per game.
No. Right, yeah. Is Jordan Morgan their best left tackle? Obviously, no. We know who the best left tackle is. He's playing right tackle right now, period. He is the right tackle. He is the best. He is probably the best player of 3 positions. Unfortunately, on this team, can't play them all.
And they're putting him at the least valuable of those.
Would love to clone him twice and play him at the 3 spots. Would love to. They can't do it.
Which,
they have
by
to pick
the way,
a spot
not only is it the least valuable of the 3 spots, it's also the position, the offensive line that we have the most guys who can play.
I know. It's tough. It's tough because
how many right guards do we have? Like maybe only Ryan and Belton, and are either of them actually good at it? No. How many guys do we have?
And Ryan's had time. Belton hasn't, so they'll stick with the Belton.
Just Ryan. Apparently, just Ryan, and like maybe Monk. How many guys do we have who can play left guard? Like Aaron Banks, kinda.
Do it.
Okay, how many guys do we have who can play left tackle? A big pile of them. How many guys do we have who can play right tackle? An even bigger.
And JJ, why is that? Because when they drafted them, they're drafting the guys who play there. Which I get it. It's valuable as heck, right? And it's cool to get all this surplus value at that position. That's really cool. Except you need 5 guys. Except you need guys who can play the position that you're asking them to play. It's really that simple. Like I feel like you can't move Tom now, even though he's dominant left tackle. You can't move him now because I don't think Morgan is going to be able to handle it. You have Kennard on this team, who is like a nice backup tackle. Like, this was a nice find. I can't believe Philly gave him up. Philly kind of needs him right now. Like, I mean, Philly actually needs him. Fred Johnson's terrible at right tackle for them.
Jake, in 2022, here's the offensive lineman we drafted. All right, round 3, Sean Ryan. He's our starting center right now, and
they draft more than 3,
and like has contributed for us. What'd you say?
Because it was Ryan 3rd, Tom 4th, Sheed 7th, right? Did they draft a 4th? They didn't, right?
No, just 3.
Just those 3.
So those are the 3 guys. Okay, all 3 of those guys are starters for us right now. Okay,
yeah, which 2022 class has a lot of starts under their belt. A lot of starts. 2022.
Yeah, 3 starting offensive linemen from the 2022 class. Okay, 2023. List the offensive linemen we drafted.
Do I have to?
Yes.
I don't want to.
Because you can't remember them?
2023. Hold on.
You can't remember who we drafted at offensive line in 2023? I'm going to tell you, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 draft picks.
Did they pick
How many
one?
Offensive linemen do we?
Did they pick one?
0 offensive linemen.
I was going to say, they didn't pick one early. I was like,
0.
did they? I know they had like late round picks, and I was trying to think. I was trying to go through it because 2023 was Van Ness, Musgrave, Reed, Kraft,
13 picks,
Wooden, Brooks,
0 offensive line.
It's like Wooden, Brooks, Wicks, right? And there's obviously more, but like it was kind of like if they did draft one, it was like it had to be super late. But
so 2024, here's the offensive lineman we drafted.
Morgan,
pick,
Monk, Glover. Morgan, Monk, Glover. Yeah.
Monk and Glover, horrific. Just god-awful, can't play football.
There were guys still available, too, which was super.
Yes, there were. And we traded
annoying.
up twice to go get Jacob Monk. Okay?
Super annoying.
Jordan Morgan, the only playable offensive lineman we drafted that year. This year, we drafted Anthony Belton in the 2nd round. And then John Williams in the 7th round. Don't really care about the 7th round that much, and he's been injured. Okay,
play the Imperial.
Belton is currently starting for us. You will notice when you go 2 years without getting any real playable talent on the offensive line, and like you're the only guy you get who is potentially playable is a pretty developmental pure tackle that you keep trying to stick at guard. Like, this is why we have a depth problem and like a starter problem at guard on the offensive line, is because it's been 3 years since we tried to do anything. So this year, hey, we get Anthony Belton in the 2nd round. He's really the only actual swing we take at offensive line, and we might have something in him. He's kind of a developmental, maybe like a high upside, really low floor type of guy. And like, you know, it was always going to take some work to figure out where he could actually pan out on the offensive line. But like, you notice he's the first guy that we've taken in 3 years who really had the potential to be a contributor, other than Jordan Morgan, who again, they can't figure out where to play him. This is why you have a problem, because you stopped drafting offensive linemen. So let's go back to 2021, right? 2021, 3 offensive linemen: Josh Myers, Royce Newman, and Cole Van Lanen. Now, Cole Van Lanen has been
yes, I love this.
You know, more of a contributor than Royce Newman.
Absolutely.
Josh Myers. Hey, we don't really need to talk about the class. But the point is, you took 3 swings. Josh Myers played out his entire rookie contract with us and was a starter for 4 years.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I was going through the start stuff and making sure we're caught up on what we had gone through. But yeah, I mean, listen, it was tough. 2024 was tough because San Francisco really ruined my day. Things were going so well.
And the Steelers, it was the Niners and Steelers that year.
Yeah, they for sure. They ruined my day. What did Pittsburgh do? Oh, right, yeah. They took Frazier. They really the Niners ruined my day. It was going, for me at least, it was going well. I really enjoyed Cooper and Bullard being the 2nd round picks. But San Francisco moving to get Pooney ahead of Green Bay's 2 picks in the third really got me.
Let me put your mind at ease. Let me put your mind at ease. The Packers were not going to draft him anyways because they decided they were not actually serious about.
But he was a tackle who
drafted contributors. He
is the dream. He was their dream. He played tackle at Kansas, and San Francisco plays him at guard. Like that is the quintessential Green Bay Packers selection at offensive line. Tackle, we're playing him at guard. Like that was it. That was it, man.
So he was taking
my bones. I want Goody to. I wish I could ask him a question. I want to know just from that draft. Like, were you guys looking at Pooney in the third, and did San Francisco jump you because they knew you guys wanted him? Did San Francisco jump you? Like, I want to know that so bad. I want to know. Okay. Should we got a couple things still to do. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah. So let's answer the question. All right. If you were Ed Policy and you had to make the decision, are you bringing back Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, both or neither? I put the question on Twitter.
You did.
I did. Where's my tab? I have it open somewhere.
How did it go?
How
did it go?
Here it is. Okay.
Oh, well.
So only 320 people voted, but bring back both.
Were the options both or neither, or were the options
the options were
bring Matt, bring
LaFleur, Goody, both or neither? So which one do you think won?
I think Matt probably or both won.
So Matt was actually the lowest rated.
Really
answer.
Interesting.
Yeah, 15% of responders said Matt LaFleur.
Man,
both did.
Those
win,
people.
44%.
Those people chatting about fire Goody all this time. They didn't back it up in that in that poll at all.
So fewer than half of responders said bring back both. So 56% of responders wanted to get rid of at least one of them. So what do you think was the second highest answer on here after bring back both?
After bring back both, what was next? Neither.
Neither was next with 21.6%. And then bring back Goody was at 18%.
Wow.
What would your answer be?
Because there's 1 year left on the deal. Let's see what happens. They're both coming back, but they're not getting extended. We're not doing no extensions yet. Let's see how 2026 goes. This is such a cop-out thing, unfortunately.
By the way, somebody did
not a really
comment
good
your exact answer, which is bring back both and extend neither.
Yeah, for sure. I think like the most annoying part about this season is, again, and it happened. This happens to everybody, right? Like injuries happen, but like if there are certain injuries, like if okay, just walk with me here, right? If the major injuries on this team this season are Gary, not Parsons, Brooks, not Wyatt.
I don't know if Gary put enough effort into any of his plays to tear his ACL this year.
We could rehash that another time, but Gary, not Parsons, Brooks, not Wyatt. Put a corner in there if you must, right? Put one of the 3 corners in there if you must. And then Musgrave, not Kraft.
Okay,
guys, they're probably they're lifting a Lombardi. They're lifting a Lombardi.
Our entire critique at these positions was you don't have anywhere near acceptable depth. You are one injury away from calamity. And Goody,
and I know that's why I said this is a and this is why I meant this is a hollow argument.
You might not have any injuries this year,
right? It's a hollow argument, which is what I preface it as a very hollow argument of like, yeah, but if that happens, unfortunately, they're lifting Lombardi, and this isn't even a conversation, which is the most difficult part of this equation. Like, they're lifting it, and it sucks, and it sucks that it turned out this way. But
I don't know that I want a a GM who's so short-sighted that he thinks we're not going to have any injuries, and that's why.
No, I know. I which again, I think the big thing right before Parsons trade, honestly, just the fact that I feel like he didn't have confidence in 52 because he went and got Sorrell and Oliver was kind of like, yeah, that I understand that. I get this part of the function. The problem is the idea of what we talked about, like the biggest thing that we talked about was, the play that rings in my mind from 2024 is the Jalen Hurts sitting around for 9 seconds in the playoff game to be able to throw a touchdown pass, right? And again, it's awesome that Micah comes in. Micah changes the calculus for sure. But if you went Micah plus drafted a DT who could get after the quarterback, the entire investment into like saying
we spent the whole
home with four
drafted defensive tackle.
Right. We're going home. We're going to get home with four because that will change everything if we get home with four. But to just throw it all at edge and nothing at DT is the problem. And if you want this entire thing to work, honestly, if you could address O-line, D-line, corner, right? 2 of the 3. If you could address 2 of the 3 really well in the offseason, which are you doing?
If I'm Brian Gutekunst, I'm sure not doing defensive tackle because he has been here now for
No. What years? Are you doing? What are you
hold
doing?
On. He's had 2 years where he addressed defensive tackle. That's 18 and 22. That's it. We have had most of his entire career here going, man, we really like to add some talent at defensive tackle because it's freaking thin here. And every single year,
2 picks on day 3. They've done picks on day 3 with like Wood and Brooks.
Yeah, so that was
Brinson, but like that's not enough. This is an important position. Like it's not enough to do that. And so
Adam Huddle says, love the golden pick. And he could still be great, but Tyleik Williams should have been the pick for this current year's team. I mean, there's a handful of guys you could slot in there who would have significantly improved one of the massive holes we had on defense.
Yeah.
At corner or defensive tackle. Tyleik, a fine choice. A couple different corners that we should look at as well. Adam Huddle said, to be fair, a lot of the tackle classes have been booty. Okay, that's not an excuse for not making moves.
It is.
And not going out there and finding. Because here's the thing, you need defensive tackles. You need them. So you can't just go, I don't know. Hit rate's kind of low. So I think we're just going to not do anything. We're going to keep rolling back freaking John Ford for the millionth.
If you look at the classes as a whole, I get it. They're going to be booty. Most are not panning out versus
TJ Slayton in the 5th round. Our only big swing in like 4 years.
I'm just looking at the classes right now of like defensive tackle, just for the heck of it, right? So obviously,
this is gonna take forever. You're
no.
9 minutes.
Just on PFF. No, it will not be 9 minutes. I'm counting myself right now. So 2021, a little bit of like, okay, McNeil coming off injury, right, for Detroit. Barmore in New England, sure. Milton Williams in New England, who was drafted by Philly, right? Oso Digizua. Those are probably like your big names from that class at this point. Okay, so yes, true, and there's only I think 16 players who qualify for PFF this year, so not very thin. But again, there are impact players. 2022, okay. Obviously, Wyatt's been a part of this team. Wyatt's, PFF grades aren't super high, but that's again he is.
Well, the biggest problem with Wyatt is that he hasn't been healthy. Yes. And so you're taking a guy who has never started more than like 5 games in a season and saying he's our only plan.
Correct.
And we're not even going to have a guy who can play next to him. Yeah. We think that like Colby Wooden is suddenly going to be good enough to play, despite the fact that we didn't let him play football last year. But we think he's going to magically break out and be good enough to be the guy playing next to Devontae all year. And then, although we don't think that Devontae Wyatt's going to miss any time, even though he's only ever started 5 games in a season, we think that then Colby can be the guy to fill his shoes if he misses 2/3 of the season as well.
Yeah. Right. No, and again, in 2022, right, didn't have an opportunity to draft Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, I don't think had done well really this season. I think he's really, I think, found himself. Travis Jones was a big name in that class. Nose tackle, has done well in Baltimore. 23.
My Venmo wasn't notifying me.
Things that they obviously couldn't have taken Carter.
We got 2 donos.
Do we?
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'll pause my.
I don't know how long ago these got sent because I have no notifications from.
Okay.
So this one, I'm so sorry, Dershel. This is from 2 hours ago, like on the dot. I am so sorry.
Near the start of pretty much when the show started.
Right.
Actually,
I'm so sorry, Dershel. I'm glad that you know how much we love you because I feel like a bum. He says a Christmas derailed gift, and he sent us $9, and then Drew, what time was this? 2 minutes later. So, Drew, are you still in here? Oh my gosh, I feel terrible about this.
Oh, okay.
He sent us $20. His comment says Matt LaFleur was hired in 2019, and our playoff seeds were second in 2019, first, missed the playoffs, 7th. We are 3-5 in the playoffs currently. Is this really good enough? Drew, excellent point. I'm so irritated that I didn't get a Venmo notification. This is a fantastic point. Yep. And like we kind of went down this road an hour and a half ago and didn't summarize it as well as you did.
Yeah. It's a good one.
And didn't acknowledge the drop off of 2-1-1 to miss the playoffs 7-7.
Yeah.
I wish Drew was still on here. What was his last comment?
So, really quick, answer this start question. What happened to Wooden? Was he awesome to start the year? Yes, there was a lot going well to start the year. I think partially when you look at the snaps, he was getting more A-gap snaps earlier in the year and has slowly been transitioning these last few games. Especially, he's been heavily in the B gap for a lot of this, and it's not gone well. So it seems like the hold one gap and play shaded towards the A gap was working for him. And it just that may be, and maybe just again a fresher rotation, perhaps, JJ, where it's not, they're not levying so much on such a small group, and because Wyatt was still healthy. When that was going on, that's probably some part of it for sure. But really quick, I want to get through this so we can get to all the fun stuff here at the end.
Because we're running out of time. Actually,
2023 class, Kobe Turner, according to PFF, has been the best. Obviously, Jalen Carter, they couldn't have picked him. Kobe Turner for the Rams has been really good. I believe he was a 3rd-round pick out of, I think, Wake Forest. So, and Moro Ojimo was, I believe, a day 3 pick for the Eagles, who are continuing to identify.
He was late in the 7th round. I was super obsessed with him. I had like a 4th-round grade on him, I think.
That has worked for the Eagles. Again, Philly's been, that's how it's been going. Byron Murphy's had a really nice year in year 2 for Seattle from the 2024 class. Savondre Sweat as well. He's played in 11 games. Dorless has had, I believe, 8 sacks this year. That's been really well. Fisk has been a pass rusher more than anything else, and that maybe. But again, that's still somebody who can be in the rotation, right? And that's kind of what they just need more bodies in the dang rotation. So yes, and then obviously this class, right? We feel like defensive tackles get off to a slow start. Nolan, when he played, was really good. Graham has been steady. Has been better down the stretch. Caldwell and Tyleik Williams have both gotten nose tackle snaps, plenty of them this season. I know Adam mentioned Tyleik Williams, who was a 1st-round pick for the Lions. And I think Deion Walker, who I really didn't like because 6'7" defensive tackles, it just seems like that just does not work well. And he's done pretty dang well with the Bills this year for a rookie. And then obviously Harmon has had some bright spots with Pittsburgh. Again, another player they weren't able to go get, I imagine. So there are, let's see, 7 defensive tackles with 15 pressures or more this year from this rookie class. Nolan, Walker, Williams, Harmon, Elijah Roberts, who I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess he can kind of fit, and then the 2 Michigan guys. So there were opportunities for them to go kind of attack this class because plenty of 35 have gotten snaps this year.
Adam Huddle asks, can Green Bay get a random top 10 pick and then have the best player in the class fall to pick 10? Here's the thing.
That's what the Rams
First of all, you don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years. So we're 3 years away from that. Second, they've had some early picks. Lukas Van Ness, Rashan Gary. And those are the players that they took with those picks. So think about that when you're thinking about who they would take if, in your opinion, the best player in the class fell to them. Now, in 2023, I said I think Lukas Van Ness is the best prospect in this draft class. And, it has really taken some time for him to start breaking out. And, there were better guys they could have taken, Gonzalez or Witherspoon.
Yeah.
So, who was available to us?
Gonzalez went first. Gonzalez was available. Witherspoon went early. Yeah.
Gonzo was available. JSN was available. Right.
Jameer Gibbs was unfortunately not available.
Yeah, I'm good there. Huddle says, still think Green Bay goes Harmon or Nolan if they made it to 22. Yeah, well, 23.
23, but yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, probably. I mean, potentially, like those 2 guys, were they not at the top of our wish list of
yes,
realistic could be here?
Yeah,
not Abdul Carter.
And again, just because it was very mixed. We didn't like the character quote unquote stuff with Nolan. We didn't really know what that was. Like the kind of assumption was it was BS, but we weren't sure because sometimes it isn't, and they don't really say anything until after the draft, and why'd they go the second? So it was the artificial range that we thought for a player like Nolan maybe was like somebody Green Bay wasn't interested in. Harmon, we were like, it's gonna be in that. He's gonna probably go in the 20s. It's just a question of, are these 2 stinking teams ahead of us, Pittsburgh and the Chargers, gonna pull the trigger and take him, right? That was the biggest concern.
And the Chargers probably would have taken him if the Steelers hadn't.
I think so, which stinks because again, the Chargers, who did they take later? Jamari Caldwell, nose tackle from Oregon, right? So I do think they were interested. Yeah, that's what sucks.
We've been doing a bunch of relitigating these past draft classes,
which we might turn that into an episode in the offseason.
So it's time to answer the question. Does the guy who was in charge of Green Bay's draft for these draft classes that you've been relitigating a bunch here, does he get to come back if you are head policy?
Yes, I still think so. Right? I think we let Parsons take care of all the round 1 stuff. Okay, we let him just make him steer clear of the round 1 stuff now with the Parsons thing, and maybe that. I don't know. Again, it shouldn't. It should never. You should always be motivated to have a great draft class, period. But maybe there's a little bit of extra urgency in the room now of okay, rounds 2 through 7, we need to be on it with impact players immediately. We're not smashing. We're not trying to 550-foot home run anymore. We got to stick to the grindstone. And I think, and again, I know again. Statistically, analytically speaking, hitting in the first round is easier than hitting the rest. I understand that. I very much understand that. But when you look at the totality of the draft classes, he should be hitting more in the first, and he's not. He's hitting more later in the draft with all these guys who start and play games in their first contract. So it's such a weird thing where it's this shouldn't continue to work. Now it has to keep working. It
hasn't been working in a few years.
I mean,
2020 last year's draft class.
2024.
Look at last year's draft class. The only guy who has contributed after round 2 is Evan Williams.
I guess after, yeah. I guess yes. After
round 2. So you had
round
3
2
top 58 picks, and after that, you got 1 contributor in Evan Williams. 1.
I know. Yeah, I get it, but the 2 contributors in the second do still matter there. It's I think because of what we've gotten out of day 3.
You go 1 for 9. 1 for 9.
I know, but because of what we've done in day 3 in years past, I think we have created this unreasonable expectation for ourselves that day 3 should be just like this, just absolute masterclass type of thing where it just does not work that way when everything levels out. Like it just does not. And so I think we have to kind of recalibrate what the baseline for a draft class should be, because 2022, like the amount that they've gotten from that class in the first contract is nuts. It's nuts. And that's kind of without a superstar, really. So
Clay and Wyatt in the first round, Watson in the second round, Ryan in the third round, Doubs and Tom in the fourth round.
That's
basically straight bangers.
Kingsley
in round 5
and Sheed, and it's like
after that it's
nuts.
kind of only Sheed, but yeah,
that's
you got
nuts.
basically
that's
1
outrageous.
through 5, which is
outrageous.
Which is 7 guys because you picked twice in the first and fourth rounds. So he cooked in 22. 23, I think was not quite as good, but still
probably not
good.
But like Kraft in round 3 is nuts.
Van Ness in round 1.
Like Kraft round 3 should not have happened. I don't know how that.
Somebody with that. Who was it? Packer Doug. That's who it was. Packer Doug, I think, was answering the question about Goody earlier, and I was saying, of course I want to bring him back. Like, he's really good. He drafted Tucker Kraft. Okay, he drafted Tucker Kraft. First of all, that was the second tight end he drafted. So he liked Luke Musgrave 36 picks better than Tucker Kraft.
About that, brother.
And then he traded down twice after that, before finally selecting Tucker Kraft. So I don't think he liked Tucker Kraft that much.
Evidently not. But
in 23, our first 5 picks: Van Ness, Musgrave, Reed, Kraft, Wooden. It's mostly so far we've only gotten contributions from Reed and Kraft, and then like the other guys kind of starting to pop here in year 3, like Van Ness, Musgrave, Wooden. Like Musgrave, not really popping. Like he's been forced into some starting roles because of all the injuries.
Sure.
And like anytime they can find a random dude off the street to sign, they instantly bench Musgrave for him. Instantly. Then in round 5, Sean Clifford, already gone. Wicks in round 5.
Which
jury's still out. Jury's still
tough,
out.
Man. We've seen some peaks, which is tough. Like his weighted approximate value is 10. And like I get why it's 10. Like he's had stretches where he goes.
Tucker Kraft is 11, by the way.
Nuts. Yeah, that doesn't make it. We're not. It's fine.
Carl Brooks in round 6, like he's outplayed kind of what you're expecting to get from a 6th rounder.
I think so. And Valentine's played a lot.
It's like probably a hit
at this point.
Also in round 6, you had Anders Carlson. That was a miss. Carrington Valentine in round 7. And then the other 3 guys you took in round 7.
I'm so upset about Anthony Johnson
atrocious.
Jr., man.
Lou Nichols, Anthony Johnson Jr., and Grant Dubose.
I'm upset about Anthony Johnson Jr.
Why are you upset about Anthony Johnson?
I think I think there was like an unreasonable amount of expectations for a 7th round pick where it was like, ooh, okay, this could be the big to me like the absolute best case scenario when I was thinking about that pick was like, oh, could they get the big nickel like Taron Johnson like the Buffalo Bills do, of like, oh, he just played big nickel because he's big physical player. Like the imagination was running wild with that, and I'm sad that didn't happen.
My answer on Goody is no. I'm out on Goody. Okay. I was certainly the biggest diehard Goody supporter that I knew. Basically up until this year, and I was pretty frustrated with what he did last couple of years. But like 2025, I'm just at a point where like he's lost all of my trust in his ability to make sure that we don't have like gaping wounds on the roster. I don't trust that we're going to go into the 2026 season not having any position on the roster where it's like, that's awful. That's awful, and why didn't you do anything to address it? Because he's going to.
Yeah.
It's like 5 straight years of this.
I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. But if it's, I asked you about like, if it had to be one of the 3, O-line, D-line, interior D-line, or corner, like which would you like of the 3 be the most comfortable being like, that's not very good?
It would be corner, actually, of the 3.
I agree.
I mean, you have to build outward
because because if they have Wyatt coming back and Parsons coming back and they draft defensive tackles, I'm gonna be like, maybe the corners are gonna be bad, but maybe it might not matter. Like it might not matter as much if that unit up front is a beast every week. And teams like we don't know what we do at this point, and like Cooper gets better in coverage in year 3. Like they could potentially mitigate some of that. And like, that's where I'm like, I hate this because you're right. Like there's probably gonna be something next year where we're like, this position looks like crap. And I think I'm okay with it being corner again. Like I think if it's between those 3, I don't want to be sitting here going, man, we can't stop the run and get after the QB, or we can't protect our freaking quarterback. I'm going to be I'm going to be in a much better mood if the problem is like, yeah, we gave up this big play once. And we're like, so that's probably the case, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are. And so I don't know. Maybe Bullard will play corner next year and Oladapo will be the big nickel. I don't know. Wish casting, baby.
Maybe. But I've also just I've lost faith in Goody's ability to evaluate player talent. When you look at how these last 2 draft classes have gone, when you look at this free agency class this year, and just the dudes he's consistently overdrafting or overpaying. How do you come into this season thinking Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs are the answer, and let's pay them like they're the answer?
I know. It was a lot. Much more
going
with Banks, which was great. It felt nuts, but
so I'm out on Goody. I want a new GM.
Okay.
Like we don't have a first round pick the next 2 years, and there's a part of me that's kind of relieved because I'm like, well, at least he's not going to burn it on stupid useless players for the next 2 years.
Where's the Ohtani bomb?
Can we also get rid of our third round pick?
I know who it is, by the way.
Too?
You guys aren't going to like it. I know who the first round pick would be. I already know. I know who it is.
Don't keep us in suspense.
I mean, how could it not be Caden Proctor, man? Look at this big tackle with a bunch of traits, man. I don't know how it's not him. This is 100%. Goody's going to be like, man, I wish we could draft that guy. And it's like, man, I thank goodness you can't. Or Keldrick Falk, the Auburn edge who doesn't have any sacks, who's a good run defender.
Are they going to...
Those are the guys. It's them.
Are they going to send Milt Hendrickson to the podium after they draft Caden Proctor in the first round to talk about his time at Iowa?
That's what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm talking about. Those are the 2 players. We'd be hashing like, oh, those are Packers. The Goody would definitely do that. Luckily we don't have to do that. Okay. We can just hope that one of these really talented linebackers fall to us if they let Quay go, and they do that instead. Anyway.
What's your answer on Matt LaFleur? You bringing him back?
Yeah.
Do you think at all that bringing back these 2 guys for the 8th year in a row, where we're seeing just the exact same kinds of collapses year after year after year, and the same like gaping holes either on the roster or on the coaching staff, right? You think back to like Joe Barry's final year here, and Matt LaFleur takes over play calling for Joe Barry, and Rich Bisaccia is still the assistant head coach and special teams coordinator. Like, and you got just complete giving up by the defense, right? Keisean Nixon jogging, Rashan Gary jogging. These guys have given up on the season. Yeah. Do you think that running it back for the 8th year in a row here with these 2 guys sends any signal of complacency to the roster? Because this is a freaking complacent locker room. They're very complacent. I'm really sick of
here's
Matt
my thing.
LaFleur and the other coaches coming to the podium and talking about like, man, that was a disappointing game. Like it wasn't up to the standard. Yeah, no kidding, it hasn't been up to the standard.
Yeah,
we're on a 3-game losing skid, potentially looking at extending that to a 5-game losing skid, and it's been like way up and down all year. You had the freaking Browns game earlier this year. You had the Panthers game earlier this year. You had the Eagles game earlier this year. And you're going to talk about the standard? There is no standard. The standard is Adam Stanovich twiddles his thumbs. Somebody runs a lackluster practice.
Yeah.
And then you go out there and you put together either a 3 or 4 game stretch of good or a 3 or 4 game stretch of bad.
So, yeah, I think there's a couple things. One, I think like you would hope, at the very least, you would hope that no extension, last year of deal, that you feel like that, okay, cool, the sense of urgency was like a little bit player-centric this year, maybe on the offense with how they drafted, and it's like, no, the sense of urgency is on you two, bro. The sense of urgency is you two. Policy should be sitting down and go, you two are, this is your, I will bring someone in who will make like this Micah Parsons defense and everything go and the offense go. It's on you now. This should be bringing in an offensive coordinator that you can actually like do, that can actually contribute more to this. Bringing it like I hate to say this. Have you watched Campanile as a DC? Folks, in Jacksonville? Boy, those guys are playing out of their minds. Why? It's not because they have the best cover players in the league. It's not because they have the best pass rush in the league. They're bought in and they play freaking hard.
A schemer.
They play hard, period. Like, yes, there is talent, right? Josh Hines-Allen's obviously still a good pass rusher. Trayvon Walker is kind of the run defender opposite him, right? Foye Oluokun's a good player. Right? Like, I understand that they have some players over there, Jordan Lewis and Jerry Jones. They've gotten a lot of in the secondary. Sure. But, like, ultimately, that unit is humming because Campanile is motivating the living crap out of that team. And Liam Cohen, we should have seen this coming, JJ. They laughed at him in the press conference. Everybody they laugh at in a press conference comes in and smacks people in the mouth the first year. They start smacking people in the mouth. Liam Cohen is not taking any crap out there right now. That dude is on it. And the Cohen-Campanile duo would knock LaFleur and Hafley out in one round. Okay? Jacksonville's 12-4. They can still be the 1 seed. They still do it. It's 1 year. Where is that? I want the where's the juice? Okay? I don't care if the piss is hot. Where's the juice, man? Show it to me.
Let me pitch something to you.
Show it to me in the wild card round. Show me it.
You sit down with Matt LaFleur as Ed Policy, and you say, hey, we're bringing you back for
show me the juice.
But I'd like to see a sense of urgency from you. And you have to get
I would say,
okay?
Show me the juice.
This conversation. Listen, you have this
conversation. Put it on the whiteboard. Show me the juice.
You have this conversation with him, and LaFleur's like still doesn't want to fire Steno, but you make him understand like it's conditional. Like you have to fire him.
No, you got to
hire a real OC.
Yep.
Okay. Now, that's the backdrop, and then Jeff Hafley gets hired away to somewhere else, and he's got to replace both coordinators in one offseason. Rate your level of confidence that he gets good enough at both those coordinators. By the way, mind you, his third coordinator is still a problem. I don't care about who it is. No, we're not. We are so far away from figuring out who our new coordinators are.
I know who it is.
We still have to get to.
I know who the DC
is. Is Matt LaFleur going to be willing to fire any of his coordinators or any of his coaches at all?
I don't know, but that would be a conversation I would have very quickly this offseason. Like very quickly.
Should have already happened.
It probably has, at least maybe preliminary, but like policy should be sitting down and go, okay, like you if Hafley leaves, which I still, my confidence in him leaving has gone down.
I don't think he's leaving.
It doesn't feel like it. Like
he's gonna get multiple interviews.
He'll get interviewed again. I don't know. The only one maybe I could see him taking, funny enough, is whoever, if the loser Sunday night fires their coach. That's the one job I feel like he would potentially take. If the Ravens Steelers loser fires their coach, that's the job I could see him taking. I don't think Miami. I don't know. Giants, doubt it. Tennessee, no. If it's Arizona, I don't think he'll do it. Cleveland.
I'm trying to talk about
really
LaFleur,
that, but like I know. I was just I get it, but
Jake, tell me who the second best, because the first has to be Halfley. Tell me the second best coordinator Matt LaFleur has ever hired for any of his 3 coordinator jobs. Who's the second best coordinator he's ever hired?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
It is possible he's going to have to hire anywhere between 1 and 3 new coordinators.
Does Hackett count? I guess.
Hackett is freaking trash. We've seen him at multiple stops.
I know. I'm saying as a head, I understand that, but like as somebody who worked under him and probably like the only thing he brought was like a little bit of that like juice. I would say
couldn't call plays.
It's probably
couldn't call plays.
Could anyone?
No, I'm saying he's not capable of calling plays.
I know, but neither is
Steno,
None
of these
Getsy.
guys.
Exactly.
They can't call plays.
Literally, the only difference is like
the Matt LaFleur tree is embarrassing.
Hackett, like at least brought like some level of like motivation. At least it seemed like when he was in Green Bay, of like okay, juice, motivation, like at least some like outward like confidence that he probably shouldn't have had, but oh well. Like that's as bad as it is.
I'm gonna give my answer for who I think it is.
Okay. Who is
I think the second best coordinator, you have to cheat a bit and say it's him retaining under orders from the higher ups, Mike Pettin. That's the second best coordinator he has hired. And you got to
guess that's true if you cheating.
And like everybody wanted Mike Pettin run out of town, and Mike Pettin has not gotten another DC job since.
Right.
I trust Matt LaFleur to hire a new coordinator as far as I can throw him. And here's the other thing too: it's not just the guys he's hired. It's also the guys that he wanted to hire and didn't. I'll give you one name of a guy who you knew that LaFleur wanted to hire and didn't, who actually went on to be good. Mike LaFleur is calling a baller offense for the Rams this year, his brother. It's like, wow, it turns out the only guy he didn't hire ever, who he wanted to hire, was his brother, and we didn't let him because of nepotism. And it's like, that's the only guy he actually should have hired that he didn't hire, which is just so ironic it hurts. I see some people in the chat talking about Green Bay being cheap and not wanting to pay coordinators. They made Rich Bisaccia the highest paid special teams coordinator in the NFL. So sometimes they're willing to open the piggy bank. I understand that we couldn't get what's his name in the 2019 season who went to the Saints, Darren Rizzi, I think was his name. I understand we're not willing to pay Darren Rizzi. But like outside of that, like, you think they're not paying Adam Stenavich at all? He's getting money to do nothing, apparently.
Do you want my if Ed Policy was asking me who I would hire, do you want my 2 candidates for funsies?
As long as you don't take a long time on it, because I feel like this is a good off-season pod in like
I won't
2 weeks.
If Policy told me you have to fire Stenavich and Halfley left for a head coaching job, my two hires at this juncture, with not like super in-depth research, Davis Webb as the OC and Al Harris as the DC.
Al Harris I'm in on.
Those would be my 2 hires at this point.
Those would be for sure in on Al Harris. And I think Al Harris probably would take the job. I think
so. I think he would take it.
I think there's a chance that if he were the DC, Is he the DC for the Bears or the cornerbacks coach?
I think he's the pass game coordinator right now for them.
Okay. I think if he was the DC for the Bears, I think there's a really solid chance he would take a lateral move to come be the DC for the Packers if you offered him to him.
Yeah. The best part is it does not have to be lateral for him, which is good news.
Kyle Good says Matt LaFleur's never going to stay and give up play calling.
I don't think so. Probably not. The one thing about Al Harris, okay, if he leaves everything else the same, what has Al Harris done super well at every stop so far, JJ?
I don't know, actually.
The corners are producing. They're producing. Yeah. He got the best out of Diggs and Bland in Dallas that anyone has gotten out of. Well, MarShawn Wright has turned into a household name in Chicago.
Taking a big leaf out of the Detroit Lions playbook, I love Dan Campbell's decision to hire former players as coaches. I'm 100%. Yeah. I'm 100% in the camp of I don't want any coaches who were not former players. Zero.
Like NFL players, you mean?
Just players. If you played in college.
Okay.
If you played in college. I don't give a crap if you did it in high school. Okay. If you played college football, it's a good question about in the NFL. Would I want you to also play in the NFL? That's a good question.
Because I think like if you're, I get it. Like if you're still like in that Shannon McVay tree and you really didn't play a lot of it, but you still have like all of the design capabilities with that added extra juice, like sure, for sure. Right. Like I'm fine with that, but like I get where you're coming from, like former players. Other than the guy who can't get the Jets to pick up a pass this year, have done well. Do well.
So your answer is you are bringing back both Goody and LaFleur. My answer is I'm not bringing back Goody, as much as it hurts. But I would sit down with Matt LaFleur, and I would say, hey, this conversation is going to determine what the future holds for our team. I want your brain and your character, like who you are. I want you coaching this football team. I do not want to run back the experience that we've gotten from you these last several years. It hasn't been good enough. It hasn't been what I know you're capable of. And I don't want to fire you. I know that if you leave the Packers, you're going to go on to be a very successful head coach at another team. And what I really don't want is I don't want you to need to be fired to make the changes in your coaching job that you probably already know you need to make to be the best version of yourself. I want this conversation to be the catalyst that you need to be the best version of yourself. So this means you have to have the highest standards for the coaches in your employment. You overhauled the defensive coaching staff a couple years ago, and you did a masterful job. Really like all the guys you brought in on the defensive side. The offensive side of the ball is a mess when it comes to coaching. You need to have the like sky high expectations. This is the Green Bay Packers. This is not a place for homies to come chill with their buddy Matt LaFleur and have a good time. This is the place for the best of the best to come coach a position so they can go become a coordinator. And if they can't go become a coordinator in a couple of years, they need to go. They need to go. Yeah. And if you have a coordinator here who would not get many teams lined up to hire them if you fired them today, then they shouldn't be the coordinator here. Also, you cannot be your own offensive coordinator. You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
And if you got fired today, which again, I don't want to do, I want you to stay here. But if you got fired today and you went to go become the head coach anywhere else in the league, you're only bringing in the best of the best to your new team. You'll have a chip on your shoulder. You're going to want to prove everybody wrong. And so you're going to get the best of the best. So why are you not getting the best of the best here?
Yeah.
And I think there's a real chance that you give up play calling if you go somewhere else, because you know that there's more to coaching a football team than just running a really nice offense. And I think there's some brilliant coaches out there that you'd be looking at and saying, here's what Nick Saban did. Here's what Urban Meyer did. Here's what Ryan Day did when he finally stopped losing and started winning national championships.
Yeah.
Here's what Sean McVay does. Here's what Kyle Shanahan does. Okay. Are they still involved in the offense? Yes. Do they still call plays sometimes? Yes. And are they very involved in the rest of their team? You better believe it. And if Matt LaFleur is not fully on board with that, I'm not bringing it back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because we don't need not the best of LaFleur. Somebody else can go get the best of him if he's going to insist that he's going to need to get fired in order to become the best version of himself.
I think a really good example of this, honestly, Mike McDonald last year in Seattle. They get Ryan Grubb to come in, right? Doesn't go well. They say, you're done. We're not doing this. We're not sticking around long. You're done. We're going to go get Clint Kubiak. Didn't sit on it. Probably didn't think too much of it at the end of the season. McDonald
Imagine the Packers firing a bad coordinator after 1 year. Imagine.
McDonald said he's gone. We're done. We're not doing this. We have better standards than this. We're gonna get someone better. Turns out they did very quickly. And that and obviously moving on from Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, that was a big deal as well. But an offensive coordinator who said, you know what, this JSN cat, why don't you not give him deep targets also? We should probably do that. Let's do that. So, yeah, I mean, it should be somebody who is. It should be somebody who's not just chilling. Really, it should be like, we're gonna continue to push this forward. Yeah. Like we're gonna make this better and better. This shouldn't be somebody who's, as you said, just kind of chilling and like hoping that just by chilling here I'll get a coaching gig, right? It needs to be somebody who's about that, who's about pushing the boundaries, about not only like pushing himself forward, but like pushing even the people above him forward. Like that's what it should be. Need to find that. Need to start being like your buddies out west that you know very, very well. Simple as that. Be like them.
Yep.
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Right? There's no doubting your play calling abilities, but you want to continue to push the envelope and just continue to be like
also
that.
Take a leaf out of Mike Rabel's book, right? Your mentor.
Yeah.
Take a leaf out of his book.
Yeah.
So, Jake, we are at 2 hours and 40 minutes. So let's do this.
Pros next
real
week.
Quickly. Oh, we can do that. Yeah.
Want to do that next week? Because we've got some donos. We got some mocks to do.
That's fine. I'm just going to say this. Idea. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is.
Okay. I mean, if something happens in week 18, you want to tweak it a little, that's totally fine. Somebody moves from second to first team and whatnot.
Let's get to some mock drafting. My internet has been crispy today, so I'm kind of feeling bold. I think I might just do the thing.
Action?
What do you think about that?
What do
you think about me doing the thing?
All right. You want that action?
Can I do the thing? All right.
Yeah.
Mock draft simulator. Here we go. So this is for Drew and Dershel. Let's actually do Dershel's first because
Joseph's saying let's go sign Linderbaum as well. Plenty of chat about that, I'm sure.
Let me just double check that we don't have any more donos. I would bet we don't have any more donos because we were not responding to the two donos we had, and so we didn't really deserve any more. So Dershel, let's see, did we star his thing?
Did I star his thing?
Where he said what he wanted in the...
Oh, I thought so.
It was all corner and defensive line and something else.
Shoot. I know where it was. I saw it. I know exactly where it was.
It was right at 10:30. Or would be 9:30 your time.
Yep, I got it. There we go.
Okay. Use my Venmo Christmas gift for an all D-line, cornerback, and O-line mock. No other positions allowed. Fine. I don't want to take any other positions.
That sucks.
Oh, well. You're going to have to draft trenches for this team that doesn't have trenches. Bummer.
Guys, get in the trenches. Get up in there.
Get up off of that trench.
I'm sorry. That was...
All right. I think I'm going to turn this off here.
Oh.
Okay. How this thing started? Jake, the message that's currently on screen right now, is it starred now so we can put it back up if we need to? Drew's back in the chat. Drew? Okay. First of all, I'm only like 90% certain that I messaged the right Drew on Twitter because there are two guys on Twitter named Drew D who follow me and comment on my stuff with some regularity. And so I always get really stressed about which Drew is the right Drew. So, Drew, I see you fell asleep. I hope you had a really nice nap. Hopefully you were serenaded by the sultry sounds of Jake Schyvinck's voice as you fell asleep. 2 hours after you sent your dono, we saw you and Tyler's donos. And we felt terrible. We read them out loud. So that was, if you want to go back and listen to that, that was at the 2 hours and 3-ish minute mark of this live stream. So
you can. I'm just confirming here from Tyler Dershel. We cannot pick an edge rusher, right? That does not count. We can't pick those.
Ooh, good question.
Just want to make sure we're interior defensive line. It does.
See, to me, when I see DL,
interior? I also think of that, but I just want to make sure that's what Dershel wants.
I don't write DL ever if I'm talking about like the position. To me, DL is the entire line, edge and defensive tackle. I always write DT and either edge, DE, or
no edge. Okay, no edge. There we go.
No edge. Okay, so
no edge.
Since we have like 5. Well, we do for the next 3 weeks. By the way, Jake.
I should not have said that. Okay.
Edges, current Packers edges that you think will be back next year. So like Parsons and LVN are obvious.
Parsons, LVN, Sorrell, and Oliver, obviously. And Brenton Cox probably is back. Kingsley.
Probably.
Yeah, Kingsley's 50-50. I think Gary's more than likely gone.
I'm going to say Gary's gone and Kingsley is back.
Okay. That would be nice.
Aaron Mosby probably gone. Like they haven't played him this year.
Yeah. I would.
I think Kingsley's back and Gary's gone, and I think that would be the correct call. If they did the opposite, I'd be really annoyed. But all right. So Packers 7 rounds. Here we go. Start draft. Okay, the last guys we missed out on. Cornerback Chris Johnson, San Diego State. That's stinks. Wow, guard Emmanuel Pregnon, Oregon.
No edge.
Austin Saraveld, really tackle, Ohio State. Let's see. He said cornerback, not defensive back.
Yes, that's correct.
Jake, while I'm doing this, can you ban those comments?
I got it.
Jennings Dunker, Iowa, we just missed out on, and Caleb Tiernan, we just missed out on. So before then, it's kind of pretty far back. Okay. So here's the nice thing. We could just turn on the filter for offensive line, defensive interior, and corner, and just leave that on for the entire draft. We don't even have to look at the other positions. So that's nice. All right. Trevor Gooseby. That is not a name that I have looked at all. Do you know about Trevor Gooseby? Ooh, crispy.
I do.
Look at this.
I think he's a
nice crispy. He had a poor game against Kentucky. To be fair, who among us doesn't get bored when Kentucky
There you go.
Poor-ish game via PFF against Vandy. Who among us hasn't gotten our butts kicked by Vandy?
He owned Cassius Howell.
Yeah.
Owned him in that A&M game.
Oh, wait. Dershel said, changed my mind. Edge is allowed. Forgot Kingsley was a free agent. All right. All right.
Well, that makes it super easy. Yeah.
Zion Young.
It's going to be hard to convince me otherwise. Really,
I mean, he struggled against the Tide and the Aggies. Let's see here.
According to PFF.
According to PFF. Now, here's a guy. Most drafted by the Lions. Maybe I do want him. Estimated 6'5", 262 senior. I just did not like Mizzou this year. I'm not going to helmet scout him. Just saying, for the record, since we're looking at a Mizzou player, I didn't like Mizzou this year.
That's fair.
Let's see. He had 8 sacks this year. He had, this little snapshot is just not that helpful, actually. You know what I could do? I did a silly thing by opening this the way that I did.
Goosby's toolsy.
I kind of want to restart this mock draft so I can have it in the correct window. Would that disappoint you, or can I do that?
No, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. Because we haven't drafted anybody yet. So I'm going to switch windows so that I can then, whenever I need to, I can switch tabs to actually pull up the guys' things. So I'm going to unshare this, and then I'm going to reshare this window. Let me hide this so we don't have to look at that. And put it on the screen. There we go. All right. Packers, 7 rounds, enter draft, and start draft. Let's hopefully Zion Young's still available. Okay. I think he is. Whoops. Oh, I don't see him. Who took him? Oh, Tampa did it. Pick 45.
It's fair.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for our mock draft challenge here.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Do we still want to look at? Let's still look at Zion here in the more advanced. So what I want to do is this, and then is this right? That's what I was trying to do. Okay. So let's see. He's got 26 pressures on 241 attempts, so just barely over 10%. Not really ideal. Run defense. So they're giving him a 79.9 grade. He has 14 run stops this year. 16 tackles. Only 3 missed tackles. You like to see that. Not a big missed tackle rate guy. Alignment, obviously an edge rusher the whole year. Only 1 penalty. To me, this feels a little tiny bit developmental for kind of an older player. So he was at Michigan State for 2 years and then went to Mizzou. Kind of jumped ship on Michigan State right when they cratered. Now, this is weird. Check this out. Jake, do you see this?
What's up?
Their season grade, they're giving him an 89.4 for run defense. But then
you got
their
2024 on? Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Happens.
How does that happen?
That
okay.
happens. I don't know why that happens.
This looks nicer.
It does.
All right, 53 pressures on 326 attempts. So much, much better. See, now I see why you're interested in the guy. This makes a big difference. Penalties. 6 penalties. 15%. So his missed tackle rate went up significantly this year. No, this is interesting. Yeah, I would probably be interested in him. I'd want to obviously, see him competing in the underwear Olympics. Yeah, and get some numbers on him. But maybe a little bit disappointed that he's a little older of a guy, but Still really interested. Okay. All right. That was worth looking at. Let's see. Adam Huddle says, does Green Bay need a tackle with his limited top 100 picks? I'm going to say you have Jordan Morgan and Zach Tom as like they should clearly be your starters. And so I'm not drafting a tackle in the top 100 because you have serious deficiencies at some other premium positions at defensive tackle and corner. So let's see what Jake's got here. He's sharing something. So he just did a mock draft while we were doing this. Of course he did. Lee Hunter, Texas Tech. Again, yeah, I really like Texas Tech's defensive line. Really, really like it.
Did some beef stuff. Okay.
Man, you draft Rashan Benny a lot. I see him mocked to the Packers all day, every day.
Yeah. This is a little bit of a greatest hits, but with some new stuff at the beginning and end. I know some where is it?
Drew, that's spot on. That is spot on.
That's what I mean.
I'm cracking up.
O-line in the fourth, baby.
Jake. We started mock drafting, and our numbers have steadily been climbing ever since.
O-line in the fourth, baby. O-line in
Always
the fourth.
happens.
Who said it? I think. Yeah. This is perfect for this question because Packer Doug asked a lot of talk about DT cornerback, which we took. We did that. What does the draft have for centers? Well, let me tell you. Connor Lew, who tore his ACL back in October, he's in. Didn't think he was going to be in. He's in. And he was a lot of people's center one, ahead of Slaughter even, before he got hurt. And he is somebody who I looked at quite a bit because I've done some pods and there's been a lot of talk about him, and I again just did not expect it. But man, he's not Linderbaum or Humphrey for me, right? But Green Bay's picking the second. We're not taking him in the first, right? He's a little bit lighter. This is your Logan Jones.
I mean, Humphrey was taken in the second.
Right? Humphrey was, but we all know that. I can't believe that happened.
You'll never guess
he's such
who he was drafted behind.
Well,
at center, you'll never.
Must have been a left-handed thing. But like
Goody accidentally sent in the draft pick with his left hand. That's the problem.
So quick, so powerful, just technically sound. I feel like he is as well-rounded as you're going to find a guy. Slaughter's going to be in the conversation probably as well, but like Lou is really good. Unfortunately, Lulu's going back already, has said so for Oregon. So he will not be in this class.
Yeah,
there will be plenty of talk about Brian Parker from Duke converting there as well. That's something we've talked about as well when we've done some of these. Connor Lew now becomes part of this conversation very quickly. And if you're bringing Sean Ryan back, right, which you can do, presumably, if you would like, right, this takes care of the center thing they're worried about. And then we keep building from there, right? And in my scenario, right, I think Ian Notcher gets a chance potentially at right tackle. You move our guy, move the cornerstone to left tackle, where we've seen him be good as well. So,
can we first get a new offensive coaching staff who'd actually consider moving Zach Tom to left tackle? Because this current coaching staff is never going to do that. Never. Although I'll be honest, I actually don't hate the prospect of Jordan Morgan at left tackle and Zach Tom at right tackle. I actually don't hate that because I think Jordan Morgan would be significantly better at left tackle than at right tackle. So if we got to, in 2026, Jordan Morgan at left tackle and Zach Tom at right tackle, I would not be shaking my fist at this guy.
Sure.
I'd be saying, hey,
sure,
let's roll.
I think that's fair. Yeah, Lou is
who are we taking here with our first pick in the second round?
This. I just really quick, I like the idea of this.
Mm-hmm.
Just as, if you want center and you want to tackle, right? And you, again, if Green Bay is dead set on Morgan playing guard, whatever, you can play left guard. That's fine. This gives you the opportunity to potentially, even though JJ insists the coaching staff will not do it, which, again, they have To be fair, they have not. Gets Zach Tom to left tackle. And I think you've got beef in this unit right here up front now where Wyatt should be able to tee off. Parsons is garnering a lot of it. Just these one-on-ones for some of these bigger guys at DT should get you some wins. And Colin Wright's interested. I'm interested to see a lot more of him in the All-Star circuit. Julian Neal's been really impressive in the SEC. Just to round that out. All right.
Can I couch my statement about the offensive staff not moving him? So Zach Tom is out right now due to injury. And injuries is like the biggest thing that does force this coaching staff's hand long term is entrenched starter gets hurt. If young guy comes in and is so good that then they move the former starter. They've done that a few times. So maybe Jordan Morgan last week and then against the Vikings and then in our playoff game, they're like, hey, we like what we saw enough. Let's not rock the boat with Jordan Morgan. We're going to leave him at right tackle. It's exactly what they did with Zach Tom. And then we'll move Zach Tom to left tackle. When we don't bring back.
Even better, it'd be great if they were like, under the guise of like health, preparing for the playoffs, bench Sheed and go, you have to be healthy. And then they play Jordan Morgan left tackle to see what we got under the guise of like stay healthy.
A man can
Please.
dream.
I'm begging.
A man can dream.
I'm begging.
A man can dream.
But...
All right. Our first pick here. It seems like you would want to go Connor Lew here. Can I throw another name out there?
I did not have Pregnon or Abney available to me.
So this is what I wanted to ask you.
Or Gooseby. I didn't have any of those three available. So
do you like all three of those better than Connor Lew?
Probably not. Gooseby is a trickier one. Abney, man, kick and play.
All right, let me pitch something to you, and I think I know what your answer is going to be. I think you're going to say Abney, but Abney versus D'Angelo Pons.
Based on who Green Bay would draft, obviously Abney. Have you looked at Pons? Little
yeah,
guy?
but I want a new GM. So
you're my
GM.
I would take Pons.
Jake Schyvinck is my
in the third.
You would take. Okay, I would also take Pons.
Pons in the third over Abney in the second, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be there for us in the third. We'll see.
He will.
So all right. So you'd rather have Abney in the second.
I'm really ashamed to admit that I've done this so many times that I know who's available.
Yeah, according
to
the
you want
to
do Pregnon and then do Pons. I'm good with that. It's up to you. It's going to be Pregnon Pons or Abney Basantis, essentially, if you want to do guard corner in some order. Right?
Here's the thing: if we don't take Connor Lew or Jake Slaughter here,
who do you take?
Then Sean Ryan is probably our starting center in 26.
Yep, you're right.
So
that's right. Yep.
Are we cool with that?
Abney would be tough to pass.
You know what the data says, and this is crazy. The data says it kind of doesn't matter where you get a center from. Like if you look at starting centers across the NFL, you have as many undrafted free agents or seventh rounders or sixth rounders as you have first and second rounders. Like the centers just kind of come from everywhere. So we could take a late swing at center.
The real
and have that be plan B behind Sean Ryan. Adam Huddle asks, can they afford to keep Ryan?
I believe so.
Probably.
Gary's going to clear a lot for them. Jenkins is going to clear a lot for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's do this. Let's take Abney here.
Can I? The one wrench in all of this, the center class, is Brailsford, from Bama, where it's like if he comes out, he might be the first.
Comes out of the closet.
If he declares, he might be the first to go because of what comps have been thrown out for him. If nobody catches,
Dershel says, "What's Abney's comp?" Brian, are you in here still?
I'm thinking. I've got one in my head. There's a good production
Ryan
comp.
or Watson extension. Watson.
For sure. There's a production comp for Abney based on what happened in college. Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. All right.
That's the production comp.
Yeah.
So, you want a player like that, maybe you do it.
NFL Draft Buzz. They have 3 player comps. Haylen Carson, Wake Forest. Shaun Wade, Ohio State. Cameron Mitchell, Northwestern.
Interesting. Shaun Wade is a weird one.
Well, Shaun Wade was a pure slot guy.
That's what I mean. That's why it's weird to me.
Bleacher Report has a comp of Michael Carter.
Yeah. Okay.
They also have a section that says comparable grade, which is Chousewith Wade, Washington State in 24. Quincy Riley, Louisville, last year.
There it is.
And Darion Kendrick, Georgia.
We ignore it, the ones that we don't like, and we look at the Quincy Riley one and say, heck yes, sir. That's what we do here.
All right, watch this.
Do it. You watch it? You going to do it? You taking Pregnon? Pregnon Pons? Okay.
Do you want Pregnon?
Sure. Let's do it.
Like I was going to do Keith Abney, and then we looked at the comps, and I talked myself out of it because of the comps. Is that good draft analysis? No, it's not.
I think it's fine. You never know.
Let's take Abney. We have no corners. Let's do it. Took Abney. All right. Round 2, Garrett Nussmeier. Why did it reset my filters?
It doesn't stay. I thought it did too. It's lame.
That's irritating.
It's pretty irritating.
Oh, we got to add an edge as well. Okay. Carter Smith, Indiana. No, we don't need tackle. Carter Smith at guard.
I did that, dude.
Carter Smith at guard. Jake. Yes, no. Now, if it's the Packers, they're going Pons here because they're going corner.
Well, they wouldn't take Pons.
Goody, yeah.
They would take Neal. They would take Neal.
Sure. But Goody is going to pick his position that he's going to fix this year. He's going to sign a guy in free agency and then draft 3 guys at that position and not have any resources left over to tackle guard or tight end or defensive tackle.
Yeah. Adam, you talk about the big fella? Talk about Devin Moore? 6'3"? Good pedal? Elevates for the football? Challenge the catch point guy? Yeah. We know. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. We know him. Been getting a head start on the corners because we stink at corner. He's way down the list.
All right. Let's grab a defensive line or offensive line here. Unless you want to do Abney Pons. Do you want to do Abney Pons?
No, Abney Basantis.
Denida Sutton's right here.
Or Brian Parker.
But is Brian Parker going to play guard?
No, center.
Oh, Brian Parker at center.
Yes. Brian Parker at center. That's the only reason I would pick him.
What are your thoughts
about I would pick him.
About getting a guy from a lower level, in this case, NFL drafting from college, or college, getting a transfer from like an FCS or like really low group of 16, right? Where the program that player was in didn't have high standards and was like not a winning program. Case in point, right? Ohio State this past year going and getting a transfer from Rice, who have won like 12 games in their last 3 years. And so they got the starting left tackle from Rice. He got to Ohio State and like didn't have the work ethic or the standards for himself to compete at the level that like all the backup offensive linemen at Ohio State were already doing. And so like he's like 6th at right guard. So obviously this is a Brian Parker question at Duke. It's not a program with, like, I know they won the, but like it's not a program with a lot of pride.
Hey, are you disrespecting the ACC champs, JJ?
Always. I'm disrespecting the entire ACC. Except for Miami.
The ACC champs who lost to Illinois by 26. The ACC champs who lost to UConn. The ACC champs who lost to Tulane. You're disrespecting them? Good. No. That was one of my favorite things I saw. I don't remember if I told you this after. Maybe I didn't say this, but one of the guys I do the draft professor pod with.
Yeah.
He does a pod with somebody else. And they were talking about the playoff, and not the guy I do the pod with, but his co-host was like, "Are we sure Duke is definitely better than like Tulane and James Madison?" And I had to go on the Twitter comments and be like, "Duke's better than who?" And just showed that week 2 or week 3 score of Tulane beating Duke, being like, "You sure? You sure about that?" But that was fun. Hey, I mean, turn a Duke tackle into a center and see how it goes. Tampa Bay did it.
Don't we already have a Duke center on the roster? Isn't that where Jacob Monk was from?
Listen, I don't
Seriously,
understand.
Is that not where Jacob Monk played?
I understand the question and will not respond to this. I don't understand the question and will not respond
guy,
to
Southern Turtles.
Who is that?
Southern Turtles in the chat.
Who is that? That's
Jake. You read this out loud.
Is that the right?
It
quote?
is Lucille Bluth. Yeah.
I don't understand the question. Won't respond to it. Yeah. that's what I'm.
She's at the club.
Yeah. I don't understand the question. I won't respond to it. That's another segment those guys in the Ringer do. Is I don't understand the stat line and won't respond to it. That segment's good too.
Here, I got the.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I have to unshare. This is always so stupid. To unshare it and then reshare it as a tab. Otherwise, it won't do audio.
Oh, okay. That's
tab.
You did your screen.
Tab auto. Right. Well, I did the whole window, but you have to do the tab.
Yeah,
it won't do audio.
I got you.
All right.
Into the nearest restaurant.
Welcome to Klimpy's. Anywhere you like.
This does not bode well. I'll have the Ike and Tina tuna.
Plate or platter?
I don't understand the question, and I won't respond.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, I love.
You should have answered. You should have answered that when I said, "Are you disrespecting the ACC champs?" That's what you should have answered. I don't understand the question. I will respond to it. Yeah.
It was sitting right there.
So Turtles asks, why isn't
Southern Turtles
asks, why isn't Bleep LaFleur using Golden more? That's
because he has to give Bo Melton reps.
Listen,
obviously,
year one receivers
trying to develop Bo Melton.
The standard is the standard. You not playing. That's it. Year one receivers in Green Bay, the standard is the standard. You not playing, homie. That's it. Green Bay would, if they doubled down, it'd be Will Lee. Almost positive, by the way. I don't even think it'd be Neal. I think it'd be Will Lee if they doubled down at corner. Can I interest you in Akeem Mesidor? If we can do edge, if that's allowed. Can I interest you?
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely get into this for sure.
Cook.
I can get into this. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. 55 pressures on 360 attempts. That's nice. Oh, he's getting played 5 years. 6 years. How old is this dude?
Hey.
25.
Hey.
He's going to be 25 when we draft him.
It's third round.
He's going to be 30 when he's ready for his
round.
second contract. 30 when he's ready for his second contract.
It's the third round.
Otherwise, I'd be in, man.
Third round.
Yeah, I feel like we should take Santos.
Be smart. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, we got Basantis. Yep, not this. All right. Here we the fourth.
Yes.
Tyler Gill Howard's right here.
All right.
I've said a million times he's not going to be in the draft. He's not going to be in the draft.
Why are we picking him? The year 6 guy's definitely going to be in the draft. For sure. He's going to declare as soon as they lose tomorrow night.
Oh, you know, we didn't. We need to talk a little bit about our bracket.
We got a while ago.
Right. We're taking a Keem here.
Yeah.
We're
I'm gonna do one while we're chilling.
Ooh, Trinidad Chambliss right there. Take IGB here in the 5th.
It's true.
I got to put the filter on. That's why it was forbidden fruits here. I don't understand the position, and I won't respond to it. So we have 1 corner, 1 guard, and 1 edge. Still no defensive tackle. Still no center. Lee Hunter's right here. Lee Hunter. I kind of want to either go IGB or Lee Hunter, and I kind of think Lee Hunter is probably the better football player.
It's fair.
All right. Let's do IGB. We never do IGB. Let's do IGB.
Do it.
He's huge and very fast.
Works for me.
We're not taking Pavia.
Oh, that means we can't. That's all right.
All right. And let's see here. Damon Wilson. Damon Wilson's going back to school, I think. Rashan Benny's sitting right here for us in the 6th round. It's like, has to happen.
Every time. like clockwork.
Josh Moten is one of those guys that I feel like has been in each of the last 3 draft classes. There's just guys who I feel that way about sometimes where I'm like, man, I feel like you've been here for a minute now. All right, look, obviously the correct pick here is Rashan. We're taking Rashan Benny here. It's not creative, but by golly, is it sexy. And then we can do
every single time
playoff bracket, college football playoff bracket, and call it a night. All right, who are we taking here with our 7th round pick? Connor Tollison, Mizzou.
How much did he do? 20? $20? $20. What does that get him? Hold on. Let me look at the banners.
Oh.
So $5 is a 7.
Drew was 20 and Dershel was 9. We've given him 2 drafts. The 2nd draft was UJ draft.
Okay, so Drew we owe 4. I have great news.
We're at 3 hours and 14 minutes. Are you going to show us your other? But before you show us your other drafts, let's take one more guy. We just need a 7th rounder. Who are we taking here?
Other one draft.
I didn't say your other draft.
We took a corner. Okay,
with an S.
We took a corner.
We took 2 corners. We took Abney and IGB. I know you're not paying attention because you're doing your own draft.
No. I am.
We're taking with our last pick here.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
John Henry Daly is transferring. It's a shame.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw that earlier today.
If we go 2D tackles, it would probably behoove us. I don't think so. There's a guy, one of the DTs down here is interesting. Maybe it's Cleveland. It might be It could be Cleveland. Oh, the Navy guy might be. The Navy guy's interesting. Not because he's super big.
Landon Robinson.
Yeah.
No, if he's at Navy, he's gonna be tiny. I don't want to.
He's gonna be. He's not super. Well, he's not super small.
If he's at Navy, he's super small.
How about super small?
6 foot, 287.
6 foot. Less concerned about, but I get it. I understand.
McClellan at Mizzou. Cleveland, NC State. Cleveland. All right, we're taking Cleveland. Brandon Cleveland, NC State. All right. So here's this draft to recap: Abney, Besantis, Mesidor, IGB, Rashan Benny, and Brandon Cleveland. Let's see here. Huddle says drafted a small when they already had another small in Reed. No olds. I agree with that. No olds. And who's stopping the run for this defense? Yeah, we kind of failed at that big time. Big time. We waited until the 6th round to get a defensive tackle.
That's fair.
We took back-to-back late day 3 defensive tackles. Like, is Rashan actually going to start for us next to Wyatt? It's asking a lot out of a 6th rounder. A 6th-round rookie. Adam Huddle says green.
It is, but will they? I did. Somebody who said it. Who said they would take Taylor Green? Yeah, that's
fair.
Fair.
Taylor Green's the Arkansas QB. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Brandon Cleveland. They're putting a lot into deep. Yeah. The question is do you like Dominique Orange or Dante Corleone in the 2nd round? Do you like either of those guys a lot to take them in the 2nd? Otherwise, like, like Benny's a run defender. Like that's.
It's really tough to not have cap space or draft picks. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I think we picked. I think
I have a regret about this draft class. I have a pretty big regret about this draft class, and that is taking Mesidor in round 4, and not taking another swing at D tackle there.
That's fair. I've got 2 more to round out an evening.
All right, let's see what you got here.
Okay.
Zion Young, Julian Neal. I'm mostly in on Young. He's a little old, but I'm mostly in on him. Julian Neal, I keep saying like every single week, like I need to go watch it. I still haven't watched it.
It's fair.
I haven't. I'm sorry. Austin Barber at Florida. We're gonna get a really good look at him tomorrow night. Logan Jones, Iowa, Rashan Benny. Whoa, Rashan Benny in the 6th round? Crazy.
He's literally
and here's our guy, Devin Moore. You're welcome, Adam. You're welcome.
Adam, that was for you, man. You had 2 big boys.
This is a good draft.
Big boys at corner at SEC. Folks, we aren't done.
Oh, not by a long shot.
I fear we aren't done.
Pregnon, Will Lee, Regis. You like Regis.
Run stuffers, baby. Just draft the run stuffers in this draft.
Cage Casey, I'm undecided on still.
Might be
Rashan Benny? You want Rashan Benny in round 6? Bold. How could you do something so bold and
so
yet
heinous,
so brave?
So heinous.
And Tanner Arkin. No, you can't take a tight end. It's explicitly against the rules.
No, we did 4 without. We did 4 of them.
So this is a.
This is the 5th mock. This is a
Drew draft.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's see the next one. This is. I don't like this one as much, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Maybe it falls apart for me a little bit.
I only did these 2, but while the college football thing is going, I will be able to simultaneously talk about that for the next 10 minutes and do one more. Guaranteed. You can guarantee that. We're gonna do some stuff in this one. I'll have you know. We are moving. Unless you want to see me do this work. You may. But we're just looking at nothing. We're gonna cook a little. Oh my gosh. All right. I will. Oh gosh, that's fun. I just took the Chiefs' whole draft for 53, essentially. The rest of their draft for 53.
Okay.
So that's the teaser. That's the teaser. Yeah. I'm gonna remove this, and you're gonna see what happens with when we cook here. Okay.
Well, why'd you remove it? Can we see?
No. We're not done. We're not the finished products. We're not done yet. We're not done. We will be done. Not yet.
Well, I hope so. We're at 3 hours and 21 minutes.
Well, we're talking college football, right?
Yeah, that's why I want you to do this quick.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
And like, let us watch it so people aren't just staring at my face.
All right.
Adam Huddle says Rashan Benny is Jake's new Logan Brown.
That's probably you probably right. You're probably right. Yes. All right. We moved a couple. Okay.
Hey, this helps our no picks problem. I'm all for this.
Bro.
Just give me 1,000. Give me 1,000.
We're swinging a bunch, lads.
I don't want 5 early picks. I would like 18 late picks, or at least 13 late picks. That'd be nice.
Can I let Quay walk?
Keep the 7th round.
Am I allowed to do that? May I?
I guess I wouldn't, but it's certainly a possibility that they might.
I'm allowed to. Sweet.
I guess, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it was fun having linebackers for
That's what we're gonna do.
3 of the last 5 years.
No, we're bringing Quay back.
We're Packers fans.
I lied. Panthers
used to.
I hate them.
Not having linebackers.
Panthers are stupid, and I hate them.
Derek Moore. I don't like Derek Moore. I really
Panthers have ticked me off in ways that I cannot.
Jacob Rodriguez. Yes, do it. I'm in. I'm in now. I'm in now.
May I cook? Yes. All right. Lads, I've cooked again.
The audio only crowd who made it through 3 hours and 22
Rodriguez.
minutes
Yeah,
is in hell right now because
for sure.
Jake is just doing trade after trade after trade and accumulating all these picks and nobody can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We got a lot.
You have 10 picks so far. 10 picks so far.
Bro.
Oh, plus you took 2 picks, so 12 picks.
We're for sure taking you, boss. And then
You just took Ian Achor. Can you go back to the Your Picks tab again so I can see?
Yeah, sure.
So we got Derek Moore, Jacob Rodriguez, and Ian Achor. I'm out on Moore, but I'm in on Rodriguez and Ian Achor. Carson back.
All right, we're doing this.
We're taking Tim Keenan, defensive tackle, Alabama.
That boy big, okay?
6'2", 320, redshirt senior.
Boy big, okay? I am extremely.
Adam Hunnell says Goot is 1,000,000% moving back from 53. I hope so, or rather, I hope our new GM does.
Okay, we got a couple picks here.
Goot would need to execute a 2022 level NFL draft to suck me in again.
That's understandable.
That's what he'd need to do to suck me back in. We're looking at Arizona State running back Raleek Brown.
I'm also kind of tempted to do this. Not gonna lie to you.
Now he's looking at Michigan running back Justice Haynes.
Not gonna lie to you. We might
Pitt running back Desmond Reed.
We might do something like that.
Bro, you still have 10 picks left.
Yeah, you think I won't be done in a few here?
You got to go faster.
I will. Don't you worry. What do we have? We have tackle. We don't have center. Okay, I can do that and that and that. Now what I would like to do.
Just take Logan Brown. Or Logan Jones.
No, that's not what I was thinking of. All right. We're just going to take. Man, do I want to piss everyone off? I'm tempted.
What are you going to take? Quarterback?
No. Take Bryce Lance.
Bryce Lance.
I think I'm
the younger brother of
this.
Trey Lance.
I think I'm going to do this.
Wide receiver.
I think I'm going to do this.
Hey, it'll be great 4 years from now when he finally turns into an NFL wide receiver.
I'm picking
it'll
him.
Be great.
You're right. I'm picking him.
All right, next up. So he did take Bryce Lance, the North Dakota State wide receiver.
I had to. Okay. No.
Now he's looking at Penn State tackle Drew Shelton. Nope. Now he's looking at Arkansas defensive tackle David Oakey. You know you want to take Trinidad Chambliss so bad.
I actually don't.
Tech Davis. Don't overthink it. Just take Trey Zune.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Just not.
He took tight end Lawson Lucky from Georgia in the 5th round. That is his second of 4 5th round picks. Lee Hunter, no brainer. Do it.
Who'd you say I should take? I know. I remember. I got him. We gonna get him. I think. I hope.
It was whoever you were hovering. Yeah, Trey Zeman. A&M.
We are cooking. May I say? Oh, and Logan Jones. Oh, please.
Adam Huddle likes your Keenan pick. He said, "Did Justice Haynes declare?" I don't think he's declared yet. No.
Still got time to decide.
Not a lot of guys have declared.
I would.
Parker Brailsford.
Guys, we have so many picks. This feels really
Watch
nice.
PFF give you an F grade for this draft.
I'm sure they will.
Jan Miller.
They can absolutely cram it. If we take him one corner.
He's taken 0 corners.
That's kind of sick, honestly.
8 players. We are in the 6th round.
You know what? That feels right, though. You know? It feels right.
People would revolt. 1265 would get burned to the ground.
I know. All right. I have 2 picks left at corner. 2 of them I can make. So this is the last pick that won't be a corner. What am I doing? Obvious. You know what we're doing.
I'm taking Rashan Benny, defensive tackle, Michigan, in the 6th round, where we always take them. I'm taking cornerback Jair Hill out of Michigan.
We really didn't take a corner, huh? No, we didn't. That's fine. We got all the dogs. This is good.
And cornerback Devin Moore.
This is good. We took 3 DTs.
It's juicy.
Man,
it's juicy.
We took.
Hey, I wouldn't hate
DTs.
it. I wouldn't hate it. That's a lot of.
I'm keeping
a lot of players. All right,
this.
save that. Putting the here's the.
I really wish I knew the Chiefs
bracket.
took. I really wish I knew the Chiefs took.
Craig, now
I can with the 53rd pick. The Chiefs took Caleb Tiernan.
I was close. I was close.
Worth it, man.
I was close.
This draft was cooking.
So Jakey Wakey.
By the way, how many picks was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think it was 12 or 13.
It was 12.
Yeah.
Feels kind of good, honestly. Feels kind of good.
How did you do on your bracket for the first round of the college football playoffs? So Oregon beat JMU 51-34. Bama beat Oklahoma 34-24, and Ole Miss beat Tulane 41-10. So here we go. And honestly, Miami beat A&M.
Honestly,
10-3.
I am the most excited I was about last weekend was I bet JMU to cover, and they covered, baby, on a 99-yard drive. We love that. That was sick
on Oregon. I have some questions about Oregon's defense now.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's that game is strength on strength, weakness on weakness, right? Like that game is that. Also, can I make one proclamation about this set of games? What on earth is the Orange Bowl doing at noon Eastern? That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If you want to play Miami and Ohio State, I get it. Oh, it's a home game for Miami. Okay, then play Oregon Texas Tech first on New Year's Eve. The Orange Bowl not at night is so wrong, by the way. I hate it.
Weird.
I really hate that. And the Cotton Bowl's at night, not at a noon Eastern time spot. I don't get that at all. Yeah. That really annoyed me. As far as my picks,
did you get any picks wrong?
Felt really good about A&M being no. Didn't like them. Was way out on them after the Texas game.
Yep.
Love that. Got that one.
I picked Miami to beat A&M.
I felt good about it because I just didn't like A&M. I'm glad I stuck with my gut on that. I had Oklahoma, and it was looking really good.
Oklahoma.
It was looking really good. It was looking really good, and I'm like, yeah, that's about right. And then, of course, they just melted.
Like
Simpson.
How much credit do you give Bama for winning that game versus assigning blame to Oklahoma for losing that game?
I would say 60% Bama reached back and grabbed something. 40% Oklahoma blew that. Like I think it was a combination, but I think Bama did do a nice job of bringing themselves back into care about that. It did. There were elements, JJ, of the Rose Bowl many years ago, where it was like, man, they were dominant first half. Oklahoma, Georgia can't stop them. And then they squib kicked it right to a guy, and Blankenship hit that long field goal, and you could just feel it. I was in a Las Vegas sportsbook at the time. You could feel the air.
That's 2018.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah. And you could 2017, 2018 season, right? Yeah, I believe that's right. And you could just feel it in the air where it was like, oh no. Something's about to flip because of that. Yeah. And it just went downhill. And it just felt like a little bit like that game of like it just started tumbling. And kind of just Mateer, it kind of was a microcosm of Mateer, where it was like, okay, you know, he's making some rhythm stuff happen. He's doing a little bit of this. And then it feels like when there's an adjustment made and he has to stand and deliver a little bit more than kind of building off script and creating, it bit him. And yeah, that was very much what Mateer games look like. And so, and credit to Simpson. I think it's honestly wild that Ryan Williams doesn't know how to catch. He's really good other than that, but he's not the best receiver that room anymore. That Bernard catch was unbelievable. That was so sick. I can't get that out of my head. But yeah, I thought Oklahoma was gonna. I thought because Bam was gonna be one dimensional, Oklahoma would be able to take care of it. Looked like they were going to.
How about Brooks, by the way?
Yes. Yeah.
Just a psycho. Absolute psycho.
I'm
70-30. 70 being it was an Oklahoma collapse. I thought that was a horrendous choke job. That was my only pick that I got wrong.
Yeah. got to Lane to get demolished. So close to the original score. James Madison covering was sweet.
Pick him.
That boy Mesidor though, JJ. That boy Mesidor was cooking.
Yeah.
I can't say enough, man.
Oh yeah.
That's why we're kicking our boy Zune into guard.
Well, the
Notchers playing
the Miami D line and the Tech D line just terrifying.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yep. It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Pick them. Oregon Tech.
I hate this one. This one I don't know. I have no clue. If you're having me put confidence on this game, it
mostly comes down, I think, to Tech's D line against Oregon's
World Pregnon, La Lulu. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're so good. But on both sides, it's strength on strength.
And weakness on weakness. Yeah. It's one of those weird games where Amari Washington, Betcher, Tiananmen, one of them's got to make big time play. I think we're going to get a rematch of October. I think that's when they played October. I'm going to lean Oregon. I think this will be the tightest game. I lean Oregon. It'll be the tightest game.
I think I'll take Tech.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I do believe in Oregon's talent.
They have such a better QB.
They really do, but
they have such a better QB.
Oregon's defense terrifies me, though. They really do. And like Tech's offense isn't good.
That's the T.
But Tech's offense is better.
I like Tech's running
than
back.
Some other teams that have really moved the ball with success on Oregon this year.
My question is,
so that just makes me nervous.
My question with this one a little bit is like,
Adam's going to Oregon because of Dante Moore.
I think that's fair.
Super understandable pick. I think this is the hardest game.
It is because Bailey cannot do this on his own. Like I get it. Romello Heights had a really good season. He's like 225 pounds. Like these Oregon guys should not be moved. That should not be a matchup they win. And that to me is more of a difference of like, this is like a little guy playing edge. And so like if Bailey's taken care of in this thing, I feel pretty good. Is DeCorian Moore playing in this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Last I heard.
Yeah. Him, Sadiq. It'd be interesting to see if Oregon runs it well or not. But I'm gonna lean Oregon in this one. All right.
Let's see. Official news.
Do the buys worry you at all?
Decorian Moore is officially questionable to make his return for the Ducks open week. That was last week.
Downgrass. Let's go. Let's do it. We ride.
Or
God, people are going to be like stumbling into that stadium.
Decorian Moore is
early
off the injury report, so he is going to play. That's what I thought. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're taking Oregon. I think I'm taking Tech, but it's really a toss-up for me.
It's a toss-up game, which is why I'm excited to see that.
I think Oregon. I'm going to switch my pick. I'm picking Oregon because I've been a believer in Oregon this whole time.
Yeah.
But, like, man, they got to bring their A game because Tech is probably the worst matchup for them.
They do have to bring their A game on offense for sure.
Right.
The B game if they play a B game on defense, I think they should be okay. But you can't have a C- game on offense and win this game. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to show up.
Yeah.
You got to show up. I think if they get to 24-26, Oregon wins this game.
Let's see. What's ESPN say? Well, they got the slimmest of margins.
What are your thoughts on Texas Tech and Oregon? And
Nick.
Okay.
Opened at 1.5, moved to 2.5. Interesting.
Rose Bowl, Indiana's favored by 7. I think they shellac Bama. I think Bama is really terrible. I really do. They're such a one-note team. They are I think Ole Miss is the only team left in the playoffs who is an offense first team. Everybody else is a defense first. And Bama, I think, has the worst defense.
Well, Oregon probably.
They're
way more balanced.
I think
but
Oregon's defense. They are the most balanced. Yes, but I think
Oregon's
they're
still probably slightly more of an offensive team, but I could
think so.
I think so.
Is it toss up, Colin, for you?
What for Oregon? What they are?
Yeah.
Or you?
Is
yeah,
it
I think
territory?
so. I think so, but I would lean their offense just because of the line that they have, and when the skill position guys are healthy. Noah Whittington is somehow bell cowing them, which I didn't think was going to be the case this year. I think a lot of people, Mekhi Hughes was on a lot of people's radars transferring in. I think they're an offense. I still think they're an offensive team. I know they've had some games where they've looked like a defense, but anyway.
My bigger point.
You like
Ole Miss is the worst defense left in the playoffs.
That's
Bama is the second worst defense left in the playoffs, and they're a defense first team.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So
you were asking me if I'm worried about the buys for any of these teams. I'm not. We have a 1 year sample size of the buys being a problem. And when you go back and look at
two of them were not,
and you look at who got the buys,
very true.
It shouldn't be a mystery.
Yeah.
And like the one team that had a buy that was actually really good, because Georgia last year was not good. The 3 and 4 seeds, not good.
Yeah, Boise State, Arizona State got buys. Yeah.
The one team that got a buy that was actually good, they got matched up against the team that won the Natty. All right,
they got doors.
So we're trying to say, like, hey, 1 game sample size of Oregon versus Ohio State is why we're thinking that the buy is a bad thing. 1 game sample size is not good enough for me. So
Miami, by the way, had a lot of time off. I guess A&M did as well.
Yeah.
Neither of them played a title game coming in.
Yes. So I'm going Indiana to shellac Alabama. I think it's possible that this is a low scoring game, and because of that, maybe Bama actually covers the spread. But I don't think that we'll come out of that game with anybody thinking that like Bama represented themselves well against Indiana.
Indiana needs this game, man. They need this game.
Well, they absolutely do, because Bama specifically is the program that was crapping all over Indiana a year ago, saying, why are they in the playoffs? They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. They're trash. And like Bama specifically was the team going.
I'm gonna take Indiana very cautiously in this. I think
Huddle says he's fading Ty Simpson all
the
day.
reason I'm taking Indiana is which coach do I want in a game like this?
Well,
it's not
Signetti
close,
for sure.
Man. It's not even close.
Signetti for
That's
sure.
the difference for me.
Bama can't throw the ball, and they're not that great on defense. They're a one-note offense, and Ryan Williams has forgotten how to catch the ball.
For sure.
So you're going to tell me like
it shouldn't. There shouldn't like I think you know what I think flipped this game for me honestly. I came in about a week ago like Bama's gonna win this game. It's so dumb that they're gonna win this game, but they're gonna win it. Then somebody asked about the mystique of Bama football to Signetti. Somebody asked him that. They're not the Indians winning. They had the gall to ask him about the mystique of Bama.
I have one thing that makes me nervous. There's one thing that makes me nervous. So Indiana lost their defensive tackle. Is it Stephen Daly or Stephen Jones? What's his name? Stephen Daly, I think is his name. He like tore his ACL or something celebrating after the Big Ten championship win. I'm nervous, very nervous about their ability to replace him. Very, very nervous about that. So that would be the one thing. I think if they lose to Bama, and again, here's the thing. Bama can't run the ball. So I think they're like very poorly positioned to take advantage of Indiana's new.
Their run game this year has been like 11 good Jam Miller runs. That's been their run game. 11 good Jam Miller runs. It's probably more
and like
than
some
that, but
Ty
it feels
Simpson
like
scrambling, some
Right.
Ty Simpson running. So all right, next game, Sugar Bowl, Georgia, Mississippi. This should be a blowout.
37-16.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Got that
right.
feeling of like
I have Georgia.
This is
to
the like
win and to cover that 6.5 point spread.
This is the
Probably
perfect game.
handily.
This should have been the early game, honestly, right? The quote unquote New Year's hangover, right? All that champagne, celebrate the New Year. Oops, missed the first game on Thursday. Oh, Georgia won by 25, and it's going to be the late game. Listen, it was nice that Mississippi got a win in the playoff. Losing your coach, I think Mississippi and Chambliss surprised Georgia a little bit in that first matchup. Got out front.
Well, also Georgia
them.
stunk on ice early in the year.
Yeah,
they finally figured some stuff out.
Yeah.
Their offense has been humming for half a season now.
Yeah.
And their defense
put up
has
40.
finally started kind of playing like a Georgia defense. Now, it's not the
They're dropping 40 in this, I think.
Georgia team, but yeah.
Maybe they're dropping
it's gonna
40.
It's gonna be a significant
40 to
margin
21
victory for them.
40 to 21. Let's go that. I'm gonna go 40 to 21 officially.
I think this is Georgia's only win in the playoffs, but I think they'll win handily.
Barring some weird stuff here in Dallas. Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that. So Cotton Bowl, here's the biggest thing, and maybe it's one of only two potential things. For Ohio State, their weakest unit is their offensive line. Their offensive line has been having a hard time. And Miami has a very fearsome defensive line. I don't know that Miami can score 14 or 18 points that you would need to have any shot of winning this. Except Malachi Toney playing in the slot for Miami, matched up against Lorenzo Styles, who is a good football player, but he's clearly the weak link on that team. They have 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft class on Ohio State's offensive line, with defensive tackle Caden McDonald, 2 linebackers Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese, and safety Caleb Downs.
The spine
at
of that
cornerback
defense is sick.
Say what?
Elites. The spine of that defense is so sick.
Right down the middle.
God.
Their
I
opposite
have
safety. Yeah.
One hope for this game is we get just a little taste, couple reps. CC Maunoa against Arvell Reese. Can we get a couple? Just to wet the beak a little bit for draft season. I want a couple matchups like that. I don't know how many we're gonna get. I don't know if we get any. Maybe we might not. but I would love to just see a couple, just to kind of confirm, like, yeah, Mondos should probably play guard, most likely. I don't know. But that's all I need from this game.
What the computers ran 10,000 simulations of this game, and they give Ohio State a 78% chance of winning and a 72% chance of covering that 9.5 point spread. What chance do you give Miami of pulling the upset here?
I think there's one. I think there's. They're gonna have to do it like they beat Texas A&M, right? Like they're gonna have to win that kind of game. That's the way, right? And yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's why that won't happen. They beat A&M by running the ball on them like crazy because A&M cannot stop the run at all.
Right.
Ohio State, one of the best run defenses in the country. So they can't beat Ohio State the same way they beat A&M. They have to beat them a different way. They have to beat them through the air, targeting the seams, targeting going to the slot corner. That's what they're going to have to do if they're going to put up points.
Honestly, if they want to run the ball in this game, they should consider like motioning Tony into the backfield, give him some freaky looks back there, and handing him the ball. Don't run into the spine, right? This is do everything you can to get to get to space. As we kind of said, away from the spine of this defense. The further away you get the ball away from McDonald, Styles, Reese, and Downs, the better off you're going to be. The problem is Matt Patricia, a guy who has been in the NFL, don't care about his head coaching record. He's aware of what Miami must do in this game. And this has like Caleb Downs' 3 interception game written all over it.
Hey, Carson Beck is the guy, man. To do that. He's the guy to do.
Carson Beck, man. He's got that. He way more, like Simpson can do it. Simpson has those moments, right, where he kind of like back, and then float it. Beck is on a different level. He could do that 4 times in a game, and I have a feeling. I think Styles. I'm gonna take it back. Styles has 2 picks in this game. Styles has 2 picks in this game. Styles is gonna be everywhere, man. He is outrageous. He's so awesome. Tony's gonna have to single-handedly do this for them. They're gonna have to hope that Ohio State's kicker doesn't show up in this, that they get enough stops to force them to kick, and hope he misses some. Like that's probably what
he'll miss at least 1, probably 2.
That's what I mean. Like they're gonna have to win this like weird like 16-13, 16-14. 18-17, like slugfest. Kickers missed some. And
good luck putting up 16 points on this defense. Good luck with that.
They're gonna have to score on defense. Probably.
Is it going to be windy? Pop gun arm Savion can't sling it. 2 things. 1, don't think it's going to be windy inside Jerry World where the Cotton Bowl is playing.
Yeah, this is weird because
2,
it should be an Orange Bowl game, and I hate it.
2,
it's not even going to be sunny. It's dark.
On this. Hate to check you on this. Savion statistically is the best deep ball passer in college in 2025. Hate to fact check you on that one.
Well,
okay.
Hold on a minute. Just because he can throw it deep doesn't mean the arm's elite, right? Those are 2 separate dealios. You don't have to have elite arm strength to throw it deep. Just want to make sure that's clear.
So you're saying you need the elite arm strength to throw it accurately in windy weather. That's what you're saying.
I'm talking about like on a line with tons of pace outside the numbers. That's what I'm talking
about. Let's see. Who you have winning this game? Ohio State or Miami?
Ohio State.
All right. So for the Peach Bowl, so we're both picking Oregon, but this could very easily be a Texas Tech against Indiana.
If it does, it's a red wave.
If it was Indiana, yeah, true. True. If it's Indiana,
There's only 2 teams with green, and then it's all red.
If it's Indiana,
Merry Christmas.
Assuming Bama can't get there, I don't think that they can. Would it change your pick whether Indiana was playing Oregon or Texas Tech, or would your pick still be the same?
I don't think it would change mine. No.
I think either one of those teams could knock off Indiana. And I think that Oregon is particularly dangerous for Indiana without their defensive tackle, Stephen, whatever we said his name was, Stephen Jones. because they are such an incredibly good rushing team, and I do think I'd like Oregon in the rematch.
I want that game so bad. Can we get that game? Here, can I think if it's Indiana, Texas Tech, I know what the game is going to be. I know it's going to go. It's going to be like Indiana, Iowa. Indiana's going to win like 21-15. You know, just like a plotted out, like we're rock fighting a little bit. Let them boys get dysentery on the Oregon Trail, and we're just going to barely escape it. Like that's what that game feels like for Indiana. Of like, we'll just survive this thing. Bit of a rock fight. We'll get to 20. Texas Tech won't, and we'll be in good shape. That's what that game's going to feel like. That's why I want Indiana, Oregon, because I feel like
I like Indiana's chance against Texas Tech better than their chance against Oregon, even though they already beat Oregon this year. Yeah. I kind of like Oregon in this hypothetical rematch.
Rematches with Oregon, they seem to flip. So
Ohio State, Georgia.
This is hashtag my championship game, I think.
Really?
I believe so. Yeah.
With Bama and Ole Miss out.
Indiana plucky, but like, I don't know, man. This feels
with Bama and Indiana, or with Bama and Ole Miss out. Georgia's like my remaining one weakest team. Could they win the Natty? Yes. And I think all these teams, Oregon, Tech, Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State, all those teams I think are good enough to win the Natty. Miami, Ole Miss, Bama, not good enough. That's the cutoff.
I think so, yeah. I would like to. It would be really fun to be able to say never wrong just early. From last year's prediction, and it'd be Georgia, Oregon in this one. Be like never wrong just early. That'd be an interesting game. I think any of the four of those would, I think, be really, really interesting. Tech maybe could be interesting in a final, but it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't get me as fired up as any of these others in the top five. So I'm hoping.
I think this is a super entertaining. Let's just assume that Ohio State wins all the way until they're in the Natty. I think this is the most entertaining path that Ohio State could have gotten of Miami, 0-2 national championship rematch. These two programs hate each other.
Yeah,
Miami hates Ohio State a lot more than the reverse, but still a lot of hatred, and they are constantly going back and forth for high school roots. Then Ohio State, Georgia, which is a rematch of the de facto national championship game from 2023.
The ball wide left as the clock strikes midnight.
Then, Indiana, Ohio State would be interesting. Tech, Ohio State would be very interesting. And again, Tech, kind of like Miami, very uniquely positioned to maybe really be able to hammer on Ohio State's biggest weakness.
Maybe.
And then Oregon, Ohio State, like rematching these teams for the fifth time in 4 years. So interesting. And
that's what I want.
Oregon has been crazy competitive against Ohio State.
I want that game.
I think the series is currently split.
I want that game.
I think it's 2-2 since they started playing each other in 2021. And
I want that game so
that would be another national championship rematch from 2014.
Yep, that's right.
So
I want that
would be
game.
super interesting.
Okay. That's the game I want. I want Bucks and Ducks. That's what I want. If I were rooting for something, that's what I want the Natty to be.
Give me your national championship game prediction. Who wins, who loses?
Man, I'm gonna go wild. Give me the never wrong just early. Give me the never wrong just no. Give me the never wrong just early bowl. Dogs over Ducks in the Natty. Right. Let's do it. Let's go wild. All right. It's way too syrupy.
That'd be quite the comeback story for the South to finally this year get back and start winning again, and to have it be Georgia. I think the only thing that would be more on the record would be for it to be Bama again. That would be the only thing more poetic.
Bama, Georgia, as if we need to see that again. I have unlocked JJ's nightmare. I have unlocked the nightmare. We must watch it again.
That would be awful. The only thing more awful would be Bama Ole Miss.
Well, that would be horrendous, but we're not getting that.
That would be the most awful.
I feel like the teams.
Listen,
Ole Miss is the one I'm like, I simply can't see it. Like there are other, like the other games are like, that there's a freak thing that could happen. Sure. Ole Miss winning, I can't. There's no picture in my mind. Did Georgia miss the flight? I don't know. Like there's nothing else. I don't know. Bus broke down halfway. Like I don't know. That's the only way Mississippi wins. Georgia doesn't show up, which means they're winning now because I said that. That was dumb. This is a dumb thing to say.
Shame on you. You know what, though?
Wood. We're fine.
I'll tell you what. As gross as it would be, I really wouldn't mind seeing Kirby Smart and his dogs fall to an embarrassing opponent.
That would be tough for the program.
Really wouldn't mind. All right, listen. This was our show. Thank you so much for sitting here for 4 hours. This is officially our second longest episode ever. It's only 1 hour shy of our Micah Parsons marathon live stream. Why? Because of all the mock drafts
26.
And getting derailed like so much. We have like 3 people still watching us.
We even do the all pros.
For hanging there.
We'd be here another hour.
And we won't. We'll do that next week.
We'd be here another hour.
In the words of the late, great, hopefully our savior, who's going to get us out of this mess, Mr. Ed Policy.
Mr. Ed Policy, yes.
Go Pack Go, and Happy New Year.